Up. Having an issue with the software again, or just operator error. The last two live streams, it's duplicated without us double putting it in. It shows that it is officially on both channels and Facebook. Can you guys hear me? Still not doing it. Why? Why isn't anybody hearing me? Can you guys hear me? Robert Goodson, can you hear me? Geo? Okay. Yeah, something weirdly is going on. It's been one of those days, guys. It's been one of those days because, see, it's still not showing that the live has started. But yet, I know you guys aren't coming in on the second channel. No matter how many times I've gone in and out, I've restarted this. I only uploaded it once this morning through Restream. Timothy Rogers. Yeah, see, I don't see Timothy Rogers, but I don't see Geo in here either. So isn't that weird? See, I already went out and there it is. It still hasn't started. It shows it here. Like when I opened this up initially, it showed that like Philippine Antics versus our Antics Live Talk channel and Facebook, it didn't show it was active. Now it's actually not showing who's in the chat here, and this isn't opening up. It's really hard telling, but I wonder why I don't see, it's not the same people in here. And you guys came in under Antics. I don't know. I'm under slight stress here. George's uncle is really, really sick. So the last 48 hours has been a hot mess. So kind of losing sleep. Yeah, see, it was showing that, but see, I don't understand now it shows both and it's not. So I just can't see. It's just the cheapskate in me. I won't pay the $50 to what's it called, and I'm not paying him a year in advance. And I can't get George. I want to use that other streaming software, but it's a little more complicated and I don't like it. It's more for gamers. And really, I just need something to flip on. I've got enough going on to sit here and learn more software. So, um, and you guys know me, I'm already unnerved because of this, because this hasn't started. It's not showing it started. So if it's not streaming, what is going on? And this is the stuff we talked about the last time. It shows that it is, but it's not showing on YouTube. So I don't know how you guys are coming in. Okay, it officially came through. All right, guys. Speaking of not my circus, not my problem, not my monkey, I am my own monkey, and a monkey I am some days. We're all bringing issues here to the Philippines. And I said I was going to cover a live stream, not my circus, not my monkey. You know, that old saying they go around and say, okay, not my problem. And then you're just bringing your own circus over to another form of a circus. Going to a foreign country has never been easy, guys. Never, no matter what type. You know, whether you're going to the Middle East, different culture, you're going to the UK, you're going to Canada, you're going to Belize or Guatemala or Honduras. I've been to multiple countries, and foreigners have always been my thing since a kid. And my grandfather, big time foreigner, and I just always gotten along with foreigners. But along with that, with the different cultures comes, um, you know, a lot of other issues. So these expats are coming to the Philippines and bringing their own issues, and not always so good. So not always the actual best. So that will be today's topic. I also have a video that I've been given permission to play, a channel called Dan's Politics. And basically, he just recently found here in the last, I think it's been about 2 weeks, another person from the Netherlands that is homeless. And he's claiming he can't get repatriated. He doesn't have the money, and he's just on the streets here in the Philippines. Another one. So I'll show that clip later. So stick around. Also, if we get to it, stick around to the end. Well, I don't know if I'm going to talk about it, but there's a lot going on in the US, and it's not specifically talking about the president himself, but the actions that are going on in the US, how that's going to affect expats taking their wives back, or vice versa with all the crazy politic changes like the deposits. We heard there was going to be a deposit on the visas. Now they're saying no, it's not going to affect people. Now that sounds like George officially. He's been at the hospital. It's probably him. I didn't think he'd make it. And this federal takeover in Washington. And again, not political, but they're claiming it can go from state to state to state. There is no. Yeah, I was just telling people about your uncle. I didn't think he'd make it.
There's a small chance it might be.
Here? Yeah. Them ding dongs down there messing with the wires or stealing them again.
Well, it's actually,
not my monkey, not my circus.
Meralco. It's the actual electric company. They're right down the road.
They're careful.
They're right down the road.
The electric company's down there stealing their own wire to go rewire something. I said we might get around to the federal thing. It has nothing to do with Trump, but them bringing in the National Guard and all that, they're claiming they may do that to a lot of big cities to clean up the crime. And so with the things going on, is it safe to take their Filipinas back or to return to home to live, part-time and all that? So we might get into that. I know it's but that just happened. It's unprecedented. And I don't know if you guys have seen that yet. So Gio is in the house. Good morning, Gio.
Morning, Gio.
And we had a problem with the software already this morning. Wow. It did the same. Remember, there was a duplicate. The last live stream had three of them. I had to go delete 2 of them. I only entered it once. I mean, when have I ever put it in 3 times? Unless that's when I had my morning drink or something. But my double morning coffee. But it would not start it up. It only started up Antics Live, and I had to restart it. When I did, the live didn't start for 10 minutes. It actually popped up, but the people were here. It didn't even, I went out, restarted the tablet, it still wouldn't show it. So yeah, kind of crazy. So, well, it looks like we don't have to have my guest of honor here as my show host here. Oh, the stuffed animal. So right here. The cover, I put it up there because the cats were chewing on it when it was dangling here.
The what?
The red one is in the bag. Oh. Yeah. So I didn't think you may. I would just announce to the people that you're. So no, I was telling them that something is really off, including the numbers.
Oh.
Yeah. So it's no. You could tell where they've been. What the heck? That was weird. That's not discolored, but look at it. That is so weird. Look at this, George. Yeah, see, it just looks partially orange on top, but now you can't see where the cats have been.
Hey, where's my old coin?
Are you serious right now?
Throw away my old coin.
It's already 2 days old. Threw away the soda, too.
What? Why would you throw away soda?
Because I don't drink soda, and you've been busy with your uncle. So when am I going to drink that? And it was going flat. It was taking up room in the refrigerator. Good morning, Kay Dallas. What's going on? Victor is in the house. Geo, I was just thinking about you. Right? No, I was watching his content, and I keep seeing the same short. It keeps coming up in our feed of you and what looks like a little China doll, and the girl that you was with in that clip. And yeah, I was just like, hey, I haven't seen Geo. I know he's been on the road. Good morning, vlogging life. Okay, yeah, it's kind of. I really don't know. Yeah, I don't know what it is, guys. I really don't. As a matter of fact, when I restarted this, what's even weirder is one of the clips came back, but the intros did not show up. Check
Where's
it.
your finger? Where's the bad one?
Right there.
Is it still what's going on? How's it?
Yeah, it's fine. I think that's the one that I got crushed, or it could have been when I was grabbing the hoses. No. Yeah, no, because it's not that. I just think it's bruising because of the. Yeah, I don't know what's going on. I really have no idea what's going on. I was just telling him that we really need to learn the OBS, but that's more of a gaming software. We've tried it before. It'd probably be the best. I probably do need to, and we're not going to be held captive for $600 a year from StreamYard. And it wouldn't have mattered if we were off by 2 days and I was in bed sick and I didn't renew it. They were changing everybody anyways. So
They are.
they did that last
No,
year.
I'm being.
No,
I'm being facetious.
No, they.
I got my sunglasses.
Yeah, both of them are here. You've got to take a pair with you. What am I? Yeah, I don't know. So I don't know what the hell is going on, but it's crazier than batshit because when this came back and I reopened and there was nothing up there, all the other stuff is missing, but the one clip is in this setup. So go figure. I really can tell you not what's going on here. I know not what I know. I'm my own circus.
Oh.
George is in my circus. Are you in my circus? Not my circus, not my monkey. The only monkey I know that's in my circus is this one here.
Whenever you say circus, there's two things that come up in my head, like King Julian and American Horror Story.
That is true. So, which is true. I was just telling people that coming to the Philippines is another set of issues. The only other place I can think of that's close, Mexico, reminds me of the Philippines. But I think the Middle East is where I kind of feel lawlessness and stuff.
Well, I wouldn't say lawlessness. I mean, it's just a little different. Like Dubai, if you kiss your, like if I kiss you in public,
yeah, there's no public.
That's a
display.
month imprisonment.
There's no public.
No questions
display,
asked. Like,
so.
like you're done. You're guilty.
I wasn't even allowed to smoke.
But I mean,
I wasn't
I'm
even
not
allowed to smoke.
I'm not judging. I'm just
outside.
saying that's their culture. It's like, PDA is not allowed. Period.
I wasn't allowed to smoke outside. I said, "What year is this?"
And that's
that
Dubai. That's not Saudi Arabia. Saudi Arabia is worse. And I don't know about Iran or Iraq or anything like that, but I'm just saying from people I know.
Hi, Grandma got her groove on. Yeah, Linda says it started there. Yeah, because it's spread across. But the last 2 times I've set up a live, I don't get what's going on. So I told people I was like highly disturbed. I'm always disturbed. I'm my own goddamn monkey.
Let the bodies hit the floor. Let the bodies hit the floor.
I slipped down the stairs. Slipped down the stairs.
What?
You ever heard of thallium?
What? Where'd that come from?
Crime shows.
Oh, gee, many crickets.
I think they officially put it in some rat poisonings officially, but probably not enough.
What?
Yeah.
Is that why my soda tastes weird? Probably why it tastes weird.
And probably the antifreeze.
Oh, no wonder it like kicks like a mule.
That's like you. Somebody tried to come in Tagalog and say we were drunks or you was a drunk. I said not enough.
I wish. I
Right?
wish I was a
It's
drunk.
like, we're retired whether we drink or not. It's not like we get sloshed all
Yeah.
day like Beachback Mountain, but
I wish. I wish I could be drunk.
Sarah's on antics.
Hi, Sarah.
Hi, Sarah. Okay, so officially they're saying no. It looks like it finally came up.
What's that?
I had to restart it like 3 times here.
What do you mean?
I've been explaining what's going on. I had to restart even before this, and I could still see the comments. And I get that they're both up here, right? But what happened is I closed the other live down. Sarah's saying she can still see me there. So what live stream did I click out of and get rid of and restart again?
Oh,
If
I
both of
wouldn't
them
know.
are running, and this one just officially came up. It was closed down for minutes. And usually, if you go out, close down the tablet, and reopen it again, it's there because there's a 30-second delay. But it officially came on with some major delay. I really still think it's Restream.
Hey, Gio's in Bangkok.
He's still there.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
Hey,
Black.
Geechee, how you doing, man? Geechee lying in the house.
Hey, what's going on, Geechee? Is that Lab? Yeah, sitting in George's spot. Yeah, until George came in. Ladies and gentlemen, meet the official monkey of the Philippines. I mean, husband. I mean, Labby,
Oh, there's
Labby.
not enough lip. Can't stay.
Yeah,
Unless.
we got that months and months ago. So we paid our bills, right? Hey, F16, what is going on? Actually, I stayed up all night with another migraine, so I didn't even actually think I was going to be in this. So, but it actually went away. So after 2 migraine pills, migraine music, and a bunch of water, another Benadryl at 2 a.m., I didn't think I would make it, and then I was up. So probably no more less sleep than I usually get. It's just I'm just where it is. Who forgot to hit the like button?
Oh, thanks,
Yeah.
Victoria. Yeah, hit that like button, guys. Again, whenever you hit the like button, I mean, Heidi can feel it. It makes her happy. No.
Not my monkey. Not my monkey. No. That came up because we seen that circus tent that they had made of the U.S. map, and I started thinking about what was going on. I mean, have you officially watched any of the news this morning? What's going on? I won't say his name because I
Well,
don't
there's.
want our live stream because even saying his name now is
I
a
didn't
problem.
look up the U.S. lately because there are a lot of stuff going on in the Philippines too. But I mean, I guess it doesn't concern expats. But anyway.
It could, yes. He's federalizing. He's taking over the police
No, no, no.
in
I'm
Washington.
talking about the Philippines. I was looking at
Well,
Philippines.
specifically,
Yeah.
no, but anybody going back, I mean, it's just all the things are changing in the U.S. And so, and then they could go from city to city. So he's going to start with Washington, and then they're bringing in the National Guard, possibly the Army, to cut down on crime.
Mm.
And they're having the police join them, and so there's a lot going on. And so I mean, I only watched a couple of the channels. I listened to the president say it. So I mean, it didn't take anything. It came directly from his mouth. But I feel this is the beginning of a total, what is it? Just a total government takeover where the federal controls everything versus the state and different states. But he's starting with Washington. I don't blame him because of the crime, but he said he compared it to the worst countries in the world is how bad things are there. And it's actually not. All this is going to do is scare the foreigners and Filipinos from going to America. So with what's going on
most
with
foreigners
immigration.
won't go to the U.S. right now.
Well, that's what I mean, but this isn't going to help the travel and tourism and all of that.
No, that's what I mean, tourism.
It's unprecedented. So I just, it doesn't take a Karen or a woke person or a Democrat or a Republican or an independent to understand there's a lot of shit going down right now in the U.S. and the costs are skyrocketing. So,
well, the cost is worldwide, so that's kind of. But
there's a circus there, there's a circus here, then you bring your circus over here, and you got to have your head on a swivel. You got your
I
head.
mean, you guys have to realize too, it's not just Americans that are leaving their countries. For example, there's a lot of British people and there's a lot of Australian people that leave their countries because they're not happy where they're at, and the costs are really getting up. And in order to survive, they've been migrating somewhere else, not necessarily the Philippines, but other places. Yeah.
Black grandpa said, America has a lot of debt that must be paid back, so Trump has to find a way to pay it down. So it's back to government cheese and bologna for most Americans. There's been government debt with the previous president 30 years ago, 20 years ago, and there's just a lot of insanity going on. So, I mean, I get the food stamp thing. They're taking away the sugary items and the junk food and the
Oh,
as it should be.
you mean they're actually blocked from using the EBT now for that?
As they should have always
I mean,
been.
I'm not
Yeah,
judging,
should
but it's kind of annoying when I'm like standing there at Walmart checking out, and then you have people paying with ABT with junk food. And I mean,
yeah,
that's all they had in their carts
yeah,
is
frozen
junk food.
pizzas, yeah,
Not even, not
Cheetos,
even,
not even the
not
pizza.
even pizza. It's all pure junk food, and
So
then they pay with an ABT. I'm like, okay, that's tax dollars at work, you
like I
know?
said, there's good and bad on what's going on in the US. A lot of it needed to be done, but I don't know about this federal thing and bringing in the National Guard on the street. That's the crazy part.
Well, the okay, not taking sides to anybody. Now the National Guard are pulling out the army to do civil work. It depends on how it's done, and at that up until then, there's nothing I can say really because again, it's like a tool. It's like a hammer. A carpenter could either smash things, tear things down, or build things. The National Guard and the army are. I mean, I don't mean it in a
It's
derogatory term.
extreme.
There's
It's
still tools
extreme. No,
for.
it's extreme. The crime's
No,
down,
I understand that. I understand that.
and I get there's crime. There's crime
There's crime
everywhere.
everywhere, and
So
yeah.
to federalize it for that area and say it needs to be cleaned up and it's I don't know. It's off. I mean, a lot of people are like, yeah, we need it done. Let's start with it if the police aren't getting it done. But I mean, crime's been bad for years. So
Well, I'm not. Like I said, I'm not judging or anything, but
it's a deflection for the files. That's what this is. This is a deflection for those files and everything else. And he's been looking for something to snag people, and this will be it. So come in and whirlwind and put up a show with the federal crap. And Ogeechi's still talking about your artwork there, George, with him and the P.
yeah,
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 good times, good times.
right.
Hey, Jose Rodriguez is in the house. Good morning, Anton. What is going on? There's Heidi's wit speaking about George's monkey. You never disappoint. Probably not. He's my monkey. I'm his monkey. Everybody is at some point or another. So I've seen a couple other YouTubers having difficulty with their lives. They have gone back to StreamYard. Yeah, I'm probably it's just extensive at $600. So it's
Okay,
just
well,
yeah.
yeah. Correct me if I'm wrong, but isn't the capital of the U.S. Washington, right?
Yes.
Okay. The reason why I'm very well, first off, remember I'm born and raised in the Philippines. I'm not, you know. But anyway, so I have to ask because even though I know I anyway, the reason why I said that is because Anton says Bangkok is the most polluted and worst place I have seen in Thailand. The reason why I said that is usually the capital cities of any country are usually the worst ones because that's where everybody flocks to. And I'm talking about in their country. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Kind of like Paris. It's horrible. And I'm not talking about it's not my words, it's the actual French people. They're complaining about it. That there's like okay, and I'm not being well, I'm not going to
It's
mention.
extreme.
I'm not going to mention
It's
the outsiders or the
extreme.
immigrants, but basically, it's
And according to the mayor and other people, they didn't have the slightest he's doing it. He just, like a kid, just popped up
yeah.
and said, "This is what I'm doing." And I get that he has the power, and don't get me wrong, there are other people involved. You got to involve the mayor and other people. He's running that like he's a king. He's running this show like I guess like a boss man, but it's insanity. You can't just scare people and say, "I'm coming in with the National Guard. I'm taking over the police department because nobody's doing their job." It just popped up overnight. It's insane. If you
Okay.
listen to what he said, it
Right
was
now,
insanity.
Heidi makes a good point.
You got
again,
to involve other
again,
people. You can't run
I'm
it by
not
yourself.
right. I'm not trying to be political here, but actually, Heidi's correct because the key word here again is re- okay. I'm this is why I don't usually say stuff because it goes against the grain. Now, the United States of America, okay, the United States of America, there's states, right? There's 50 states, okay. Okay, 51st if you want to count Canada. But anyway, I'm joking. What I'm saying is every state, remember there's federal law and there's state law. And the reason for that is there is a segregation. The reason being is each state is autonomous. And the
That's why it's called that's why I mean that's why the US is what it is. If you're going to take over
correct,
like a
Heidi is
king and
correct.
just rule
A
and
president,
nobody gets any
regardless of
say,
whether who it
they
is,
vote
whether
in the
it's
sheriff, they vote in these other people.
right,
Now he's just
whether
jumping
it's
ship.
Obama or whether
Yeah, I don't
it's
care if it's Obama
Reagan or
doing it right
anything.
now. I'd be bitching up a storm at that
Right,
point.
there's a proper way to do it. I agree with Heidi on this one because she's correct. There is ways you just can't dictate thing. You can't just dictate to a state.
Yeah,
Hey,
he's got some good stuff
I'm this
going
and
on
this,
and good points,
But
and then there's these other bad points. I mean, I forgot somebody. I just heard somebody say that our previous president was a pervert. You know what I mean? Pervert here, pervert there, and file this and file that. You're innocent until proven guilty. Stuff. I get they've all got their issues, but the federal thing is just eh, they're going to scare off the rest of the people, and it's the shuffling. Then it's Los Angeles, and then it's Miami, and then they're bringing in street military people like it's Vietnam 1970 and a bunch of police action on the side street, and federal people. It's a little scary. It's I don't
well,
know.
and now in all fairness, again, be aware. Well, okay, first off, there's
Or it's Gambia or something. All of a sudden, next thing you know, it just I don't know.
well, I mean, to control the president, as far as like the House, you have the House and you have the Senate to control him. However, I mean, again, I'm not pro or con, but I'm just letting you know. Right now, the House and the Senate are on his side. Now, there's something called a paramilitary, and you guys know them. There's
JC said DC is not a state and it's not autonomous.
well, technically, okay.
Well, what does
I'm
she
not gonna
mean?
argue with that. You can believe whatever you want to believe. Okay. They're autonomous. However, does it want help? Yes. There's a difference there. Okay. The United States of America, each state is autonomous. A governor governs the state and controls the state. I'm not gonna go deeper than this because I'm not a sociology and a social
Yeah,
studies
just a
guy.
conversation
Well,
today
what I'm
because
saying
it's
is I'm not gonna educate you guys about how the country works because that's not what our channel is about. Again, but bottom line, whether you believe it or not, each state is autonomous, regardless whether they want help or not. Now, again, the paramilitaries. Again, I'm speaking on both sides here because I always speak on both sides.
we get DC as a city, so maybe that's what he was trying to
Now,
say.
no, I didn't say DC. I said Washington. All right. Now, the paramilitary. Now, a lot of people are pro paramilitary, and others are anti paramilitary. But in the end, just so you guys know, paramilitaries are the same way as the army. It's whoever controls them and whoever governs them that dictate whether they're good or bad. Okay, but they're there to make sure they're there to make sure that nothing gets out of control. So, for instance, if again, I'm not trying to insinuate anything. What I'm saying is, if say Hister is our president, I'm not saying that Trump is. I'm saying let's say Hister is our president. The paramilitary is there to make sure that they take him down. If that makes any sense.
Yeah, law and order is exactly what the US needs. Yeah, there's no doubt. I mean, there's no freaking doubt. Who doesn't want law and order? But there's a proper way of doing it.
No, no,
So if
no.
that makes somebody a liberal, or if that makes somebody a Karen by
That's
making
it's
statements
irrelevant.
like that,
Who what? Okay,
whoever
see
thought liberals are
now,
trying to keep crime
Mr.
in their
Brixel.
serious? So why didn't they do this a long time ago? It's very extensive.
Well,
Very
again, in
extensive.
all fairness, again, Mr. Brixel, it doesn't matter whether you're liberal, Republican, or whatever you are.
No, the
It
crime went
doesn't
down.
matter. It's how the things are, and you
Okay,
can't label things. Oh, the liberal this, liberal
well,
that,
here's my
or
deal. The actual immigrants, the overstayers, and the illegal, it needed to be done. I get
No, I
that.
agree. That I
Okay,
agree.
but it's
Yes,
the way they're doing it.
correct.
So
There's a
you
proper
can't go
way.
arresting people in a Walmart parking lot with kids, and there's just a proper way of bringing him in. Like even the Philippines is more.
Well, a lot of them are actually citizens.
It was just supposed to
So
be criminals, and a lot of them are not criminals.
yeah, and some of them are
So that's
citizens.
what people thought. I feel that this federal thing is just going to go extensively. And then next thing you know, it's just like military standing in every city and stuff, scaring everybody around. That's my. It seems extensive. Does it need to be done and crime cleaned up? Yes, but you need to involve everybody and make plans. You just don't wake up in the morning and say, "Hey, this is being done." And that's exactly what happened. He just all of a sudden announced it in a press conference like he always does, and then
Whoa,
all
whoa,
of a
whoa, whoa,
sudden,
whoa. Hold on. I didn't realize that JC Zamboanga said DC is not a state, George. I never said DC is a state. There's Washington State and there's Washington DC.
which DC is the
Dude,
city.
dude, get your phone, get Google. Washington State and Washington DC are two different things.
And
I never said DC. The words DC, the letters DC never came out of my mouth.
DC, yeah, the unmentioned one is to distract the fact, protecting pedos or himself being on. Yeah, it's a circus. I think it's a distraction. There's a lot going on. I just seen that this morning when I woke up and was having my first coffee, and I'm like, wow. So not only are they talking about the federal, but now they're talking about the guard coming in and the military to clean up Washington that's down by 26%. And don't say, oh, that's a liberal station that said that, or no, all these
Okay,
other facts are coming in.
well,
It's extensive, unprecedented. It's being said from all papers and all. It's crazy.
it's too much. However,
You have to do it with tact.
well, it's kind of like
Coming from me.
it's a double-edged sword. Okay, again, I'm not siding on anybody on this discussion, but
And that's true, real quick. K Dallas, he's right. When you go to buy
no,
healthy
healthy
food,
food
if
has
you're
always
getting
cost
$400 in
Yeah.
food stamps, that's instead of it lasting you a month in junk food and a few frozen pizzas or ready-made meals, which are starting to get expensive, then yes, they're going to blow through it quicker. So junk food always
Right.
wins over.
Now, bringing in the National
It needed to
Guard,
be
I
done.
actually don't feel bad if they bring in the National Guard. There's a difference between the National Guard and the Army. Or the reason being is because the Army that's their job. They're trained for that. Now, the newer generation, unfortunately, the newer Army, they're more lax. Anybody who's a vet will agree to what I'm saying. They're like, yeah, they're not. It's not the same training. And they're not as tough as they used to be. But I'm not talking about the Army here. I'm talking about the National Guard. The reason I'm bringing that up because Heidi says, or again, it's like I said, he's gonna bring in the National Guard. I don't feel bad when they bring in the National Guard because the National Guard has heart. And what I mean by that is the National Guard are regular people like you and me. All they did was
I guess I'm just a Karen.
for
I can't see
well.
bringing
That's
in
not what I'm
any
saying.
guard for
I know
crime.
that, but you have to remember it's a double-edged sword. And what I mean is the National Guard are actually civilians that signed up to get an education in exchange for their service. And what I'm saying is the National Guard, they don't live in a base.
I get that they're everyday people that
They're
are
everyday
coming in, but
people.
he's talking about both. So let's go
I
down to
know
this.
that, but
It's only going to put a band-aid on the problem. You can't keep the military out in the street all the time. They need to fix the police if that's the problem. The corruption, the inside crap, everything. They need to start at the base. You can't just throw these guys out on the street
the
for a few
police, what
weeks.
police? Okay, what I mean by that is again, I'm not judging the police here. The problem is
And how do you think the
they're
police feel right now?
they're not the problem right now. It's okay, again, I'm not first off, it doesn't affect me, so trying to be I'm not trying to side on anybody here. As of right now, ICE is out of control. Fact. And ICE is
And I'm
actually
concerned the
they're
next
actually
step.
catching American citizens because they look like immigrants. They they incarcerate them.
They need to start at the bottom, as they said in the press conference. I think one of the news people asked, are you going to deal with the courts, the sentencing, turning thugs out into the street, which are minors that are committing multiple crimes? In other words, you have to fix the system. The judges that are letting them go, Republican or Democrat or whoever they are, they need to fix the entire system.
You can't fix the system.
Well, I get that. And you can't just throw military and a bunch of other things and federalize everything and give nobody a choice. It's no longer a democratic system or a diplomacy. This is
I
just
agree with you. I mean, yes,
and that's being reasonable. And
there's a
for
difference
those that
between
are
an
like, oh, you
authoritarian
guys are
and
just
a
Karens and
democratic
this, no,
country.
you
Correct.
have to fix the entire system. You can't go in like a thug and you can't go in like a boss and slap. And you know what he said? They can do whatever they want.
Okay, here
He said that these guys can do whatever force or
correct,
whatever's
correct.
necessary, and you can't
And
say that either.
okay, now here's the thing. Again,
He said whatever it takes, and he meant that
coming
down
from
to brass knuckles or whatever.
coming from a
He's
Filipino,
letting them do
okay,
whatever.
coming from a Filipino, and a lot of
You can't do it that way either.
and Americans will agree with you, and Filipinos will agree with me. Okay, in the Philippines, okay, Duterte's right now is incarcerated, and he's on gonna go through trial and whatever for whatever crimes against humanity, yada yada yada, whatever. Because he became an authoritarian government. However, be aware. Again, I'm not trying to
Hey, Joe.
pin this to any particular president. It's the Philippines. What I'm saying is, it's not America. America is known to be the land of the free, land of the brave.
Military standing on the streets.
I agree. I agree because
You're
it's
like-
no longer the America that
It's like,
most of you grew up
it's
in.
kind of like I was thinking about buying this candy bar. Put down that candy bar. Oh shit! I was just looking, man. I was just looking. You know, I wasn't stealing it. You know what I mean? That's just the way it's gonna get crazy out there.
Well, again, it's kind of like
You don't need to be shopping having a guy outside with
You
a machine
can't-
gun.
you can't just because
The
a TV
1940s.
show talks about you not the way you want them. You can't just shut them down. That's not America.
Doesn't matter.
The
if they're
First
Karens
Amendment
or
It's it's the First Amendment. First keyword, first.
everybody's losing rights by every
Now,
day.
now here's the thing. If the First Amendment goes down, it's not hasn't gone down yet technically because it's still there. Because remember, amendments can be changed, aka that's why they're called amendments. Now, what are you guys gonna do for some of you again if they decide to get rid of the Second Amendment? If they
Yeah.
get rid of the Second Amendment, then what? It's too late. I'm not asking you guys to go take action. I'm not, and again, I'm not taking sides here. I'm just letting you guys know it's not what it used to be. Regardless of
It said the National Guard will be there for 30 days, so it means they're going to hunt down and unalive whoever they want. Pretty much what Duterte said here.
correct,
He
and
just
that's what I
told the
said.
cops, you're allowed to do
And
whatever it
that's what I
takes.
said.
And he says, and I
That's
mean whatever. And I'm like, what the hell did
yeah,
that even mean?
but see, that's the thing. This is the Philippines. It's kind of like the same thing in Africa. Same thing. What I'm
Then
saying
it's
is,
going to be one open. Like I said, there I am staring at a candy
Russia
bar.
is the same way. So what I'm saying is, again,
And
proves my point. It's no longer the
and
U.S.
here
that you
who
know.
agrees there's a lot of prejudice going on. So whether it's a black man, whether it's a Spanish man or an Asian man, it could be that individual guard has his own prejudice because somebody in his family was off by somebody in a robbery or something. What I'm saying, there's too much prejudice put into a lot of things done.
Well, and that's what I said. The National
So
Guard
then
is
it's
is a
really gonna be
double-edged
a
sword
hot
because
mess.
you have people with heart and you have
Well,
people without. So it'll
okay.
go both ways.
Remember, he's talking about bringing in also the military after the
I'm
fact.
I'm
So it's
aware of
just
that
not
too.
National Guard. But either way, it's something that just happened in the last 24 hours, and I have it wrote down here, and it's like it's it's just kind of out there, guys.
Geo says weekend warriors, yes, but they deploy like everyone else.
Yeah,
I did active site and National Guard. Yeah, I mean,
yeah. There's crazy prices everywhere. Yeah,
Angelo says glad I'm in the Philippines.
is the right thing for DC. It's the capital. Yeah, federal territory. Okay, was it always federal territory? Can you look that up? Because I thought he just said a few days ago he was federalizing DC and Washington. So didn't
Okay.
that just happen? He's now saying it's a federal territory. Was it always federal? And did he just do that? So
Well, technically, the
it's
entire
separate from
United
all
States
states and
is.
can be federalized.
Yeah, but anyway, Black Grandpa says, hold on, where did I?
Oh,
Okay. Now here's the thing. LG has a good point, and
there's no surprise.
this is a very good point. LG says National Guard are weekend warriors, not real soldiers or law enforcement. They will be pissed being used as policemen. Now, forget the
I'd be pissed as a police officer.
well. Here's the thing. National Guards are LG's correct. They're not 100% soldiers, but they are trained to be soldiers. However, they're not trained to be policemen. Those you made a good point there, LG, because those are two completely different things. Policing and
Joe.
military are two different things. And there's a different kind of training that goes in the police academy versus the military. Otherwise, they just go in the same school. You know what I'm saying? The military academy and the police academy, they might as well go in the same school. No, they are completely two different things. So what I'm saying is deploying the National Guard as police is not going to work. It's kind of like asking a soccer player to play football. Can they play football? Yeah, they know enough, but they're not good enough. And I'm not judging anybody. It's a matter of training. Anyway.
Sarah was saying I was watching YouTube. If I respect in Asheville, North Carolina, 10 months, a new hurricane season. Yeah, on in the U.S., it looks terrible still. Yeah, and that's another thing. A lot of the funds and stuff are not being allocated right. In the future, they're not going to be. All these things have been taken away. The next 12 months will tell a lot about the US. All these little things are going to start happening, and then it just.
Yeah, and Geo says National Guard
Unprecedented.
do the same training as the Army. They're correct. They are soldiers, and that's what I said. They're trained to be soldiers, but they're not trained to be cops. Completely different
The
training.
National Guard is set out to protect ICE because people are throwing rocks at them, and people were writing, "This is the purpose for the National Guard." That's not what the president said today. the president stated that the crime is high and he wants to clean the
Okay.
streets up. The
Now,
National Guard being brought into DC or other
now
cities,
I understand what you're
if
saying.
they were just arresting criminals, I mean, I agree, border needs to be closed. Those that don't belong, that are overstayers like here, they should be deported. I know he's offering tickets. We agree with a lot of that. We're on board, but it's the way and the tact they're doing it. And I get that detention centers are not meant to make people, comfortable like prisons. It's supposed to teach a lesson, but there's the side of humanity. There's a whole different side and tact of how to actually do it. Not being a brute about it, and trying to, it's just, it's got to be done, but it's the way it's being done.
Actually, Geo. Okay, now first off, Ted
Do it,
says,
but do it the right way.
yeah, Ted says they will operate under a legal standard, a legal SOP, standard of operation and procedure, and they will be told what the legal circumstances will be. Now, them
That's
being
true.
instructed and them being operating is two different things. But Geo also says that correct, except they do have military police. Now, see, that's the thing. Military police are trained differently from actually frontline soldiers, and most National Guard are trained to be frontline soldiers.
We have 95 people in here. If you guys, Google Eyes says personally, the president is practicing to become a dictator. He picked a poor excuse to call out the military. Um, Put one in the chat if you think that the president is becoming a king slash dictator, or the way he's doing things all by himself without others. And we're not talking about just the Democrats or just the
Okay, okay.
Republicans. His own people in his own office, his own people, he's not even telling. He just does it, and they're like, well, okay. And then at the last minute, they're like, okay, I'm on board. But he's not even consulting his own
Okay.
people.
See,
So
no,
put a
no,
one
no,
in
no.
if there, if you think that's what's going on, or
The
if you don't think he is.
the okay. Now there is a gray area, and what I mean by gray area again. Um. Okay. The a proper wording would be authoritarian. The reason why I say authoritarian is because as much as, again, whether you're pro or anti, the difference between authoritarian and dictatorship is there are things in place to stop an like a soon to be authoritarian government versus a dictatorship. There's none. So what I'm saying is technically, technically, it's an authoritarian government right now. It's not a dictatorship. It is an authoritarian running under a democratic system that is somewhat, again, under on his side. Again, remember, I'm trying to be neutrally and I'm also being factual at the same time. Because guess what? It is still a democracy. And for example, again, whether you're pro or anti, can the House or can the Senate stop the president right now, regardless of whoever the president is? Yes. And that's the difference between an authoritarian government and a dictatorship. Anyway, so it's not a dictatorship. I'm just saying. Federal law, no, no, no. Federal trumps state, unfortunately.
Yeah, it's always been like that. I get that.
Yeah, yeah,
But you
no.
still need other people. You don't act on your own. And that's the problem I've
No, 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 no.
had. He's the only
You still,
president that keeps acting
you
on his
still have
own.
to go through the proper channels. Correct.
And it
You
does
can't just
appear,
decide
and
to. No, no. It doesn't matter what president it is. Correct.
yeah, he can't keep acting on his own. That's where I'm
Otherwise, there
about
wouldn't be
being
a
in the
House and
right.
there wouldn't be a Senate. And like I said just a few minutes ago, that's the difference between dictatorship and authoritarian right now. Is there's something still in there to stop the current president, regardless of who that president is.
Yeah, you keep repeating that. No. We didn't say DC is a state. He clearly stated that.
Who said that again?
JC further down. Unless that's the one you read a little
Well,
bit
anyway,
ago.
I
Yeah,
mean, I
he's
don't. I never even said DC. There's completely different. Washington D.C. and Washington State are not even close, but literally not even close. But anyway,
yeah. So the mayor didn't ask for any help. Yeah, the Philippines news isn't no candy land, no doubt. There that can understand the language, it can see the truth. No, there's a lot. There's a lot actually going on, no doubt, no doubt. It's that's just the problem is people are leaving one circus, aka the United States or the UK. I mean, you think the UK is actually doing well? Hell no. The same thing basically is going on in there, and nobody gets a say. That needs to be cleaned up too. So people are leaving and going to other countries. I mean, why would I stay there and pay the expensive rents and buy into all this tariff stuff? And did you hear about the 401ks that are going down the drain? He's attacking the 401k accounts. People are trying to pull their 401k because he just set another law on that too. So there's a bunch of shit going on, so there's good and bad, and it just looks like it's all circling the drain. And so people are leaving that circus, and you're coming to another circus.
guess I'm glad I cashed out my 401k.
Right? Better to use it back then when we were young, right, and spry, on hookers and candy cigarettes, right?
Okay, John Ryder, I'm not picking at you, but okay. John Ryder says, "Have you seen what happened to Germany from immigrants?" Lol. And the
Yeah,
reason,
no, UK, Germany, all the world is falling apart. And we get that. And don't blame it in every conversation that it was the previous president. It was the previous president before that. And the one before that has been going on for 20 something years. I get it. And
20, it's been more than that.
50 years,
That's
whatever.
before World War II.
So the whole thing is that there is a proper way of doing it. You don't think I don't want to slap George around all day long and say, listen, this is how the dishes are done, and I want them, with the sparkly shine on it, and that you could just, take the upper hand.
I do have a gimp suit upstairs.
A what? A gimp suit?
Yeah.
You mean a monkey suit? Anyway, so there's just a proper way of doing it. Yeah, get all rid of the ones that are illegal and this and that, and clean up the criminals. Get rid of the criminals. And I think I speak on behalf of a lot of people out there that are being called all these names for their thoughts and opinions and all that. You guys have the right to them and everything. But the deal is do it properly, where it doesn't feel like the entire country has become a third world country, not because of the people that are in it and how dirty the streets are and the crime, because of the way the government's operating alongside it. It's like you got all these things that are going on, and it shouldn't be that, oh, well, they just want crime. Heidi wants crime, and Heidi wants all them immigrants in there. No, not saying that either, but I mean, Republicans are starting to talk. The rest of the world has been talking, and it's like there's a proper
Okay.
way of doing it.
When Heidi says the rest of the world is talking, I'm going to tell you right now,
Unlike any president.
It's not a good thing.
No.
No, they're laughing at the U.S. But anyway, again, it doesn't matter whether you're pro or anti-Trump. It has
But it's
nothing to do with it.
Germany, and
I'm
it's
just
the
letting you know what
UK.
the world thinks. But Ted, just real quick. Ted says 401k is up. So are you saying no? Honestly, I don't know. So let us know. Did you mean that? I understand that 401k is up. Is it because of what's going
There's a
on, or is
new
it?
law. It's
Yeah.
been all over the internet and news that he just put something into effect just recently about, or it's coming about the 401k.
Really, Filipino people vote for Kamala? Really? Anyway. Man, I need new glasses. I can barely read.
All right, I hear you.
No,
Like this.
I'm not joking, guys. I need new glasses.
Okay, the president signed an executive order. This just came out a few days ago. Workplace retirement plans offer employees. Da, 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 da.
Okay, Mr. Brexel. Again, I'm not anti or pro Trump by any means.
It's the
Trump
actions
is
for
doing it
me.
the proper. No, no. The reason being, dude. Oh my gosh. The president is okay. Even in England, which is a monarch, somewhat monarchy, they do have a prime minister. Same thing with Japan. They have a prime minister, but they have a monarchy in place. Even the monarchs can't just say, "Let it be so." It is done. Okay, again, I'm not judging or I'm not going taking sides. That's not how it works.
Yeah, it says something about the 401k and something about private equity and what will be invested or something, which could
Right.
affect. So I'm not a financial advisor. All I know is they're saying that that could affect the 401ks enough that a bunch of people are squawking. So
Right. And
it's just to benefit
and again,
in a
I'm not
different
taking
way.
sides whether pro Trump or anti Trump. But remember, there are channels. The president can't just say this and then it happens. That's not how it works. Right now, that's what's going on. Regardless of what you believe, keyword believe, what you believe in and what's procedure and what's supposed to happen and what's going on. Regardless, again, it doesn't matter because guess what? Whatever he says happens, which again, it's not procedure.
No, and I agree, Ted. That's what we were saying is he has given him the opportunity to self-deport very nicely. But there is a way, Ted. For me, they need to leave, yes. But he started out by saying it was going to be criminals and those who have done criminal acts. There are people that are on their way. There was just a guy that was on his way, the owner of a Chinese restaurant, on his way in to sit down, and he had put in an application to apply and do a bunch of other stuff and was doing everything legally, and they detained him and he's being deported. So there are people doing the right thing. They're talking with them. They're going to restaurants and grabbing people, and I get it. And they, if they're overstayers for 20 years and this and that, they should. But if they've gone in the office, they've paid their fees, they sit down and they're smiling in their face, and then they arrest them at their job the next day because they got their application. I still think it's a little bit, it's, I don't know, it just puts it into a third world status all of a sudden. It's the way they're handling it,
All right.
like
Yeah, and again, Mr. Brickstall, again, just real quick. I'm not taking sides here again. You have to analyze things in a very logical way.
yeah.
And what I'm saying is, again, like Heidi says, what makes America America is due process.
And
It doesn't
rights
matter.
and
Again, okay, I don't care whether I'm pro Trump or not. And forget that whether Heidi's pro Trump or not. Because guess what? We're not even the freaking US. Does it affect us? No. It does not affect us.
well,
Not
our
one.
families
Okay,
it
it's
does.
some yeah, but that's somewhat very removed. But point being is what I'm trying to say is again, it doesn't matter what we say, whether you agree with it or not. Whether you, I mean, obviously, Mr. Brixel, you're pro Trump, and again, there's nothing wrong with that.
And I agree, Biden left the door wide
Yeah,
open, so no
again,
doubt.
I'm not against that. You're fine with your beliefs, but no, that is not the way the U.S. government works. Go look it up. Go through your books. Go through the House of Representatives. Go through the Senate. The president does not have complete authority ever.
There's a lot of things he's
And here's the sad
violated.
part, guys.
He's violating and they
I'm not
don't
even
care.
American. I'm freaking Filipino. Why do I have to tell you guys how your system works? Come on. I mean, I'm
We did see that, the P, where the two Chinese ships collided out in the water
oh,
the other
that's
day.
messed up. Yeah, I saw that one. Yeah.
It's just like, What's really going on?
Yeah.
You know why? It's because they couldn't see.
Damn.
It's
You ain't right.
another Asian driver.
You ain't right.
I so sorry. Can I have some rice? I was hungry. Uh, DC feels like a city. It's technically a district. Yeah.
Chosen one's here?
A unique political entry
Hey,
design to the
chosen one, you haven't
house.
saying anything.
Hey, what's going on, chosen one? National Guard is the military. Yeah, of course. He's talking about bringing in other military on top of the military. Yes.
Mm.
Thanks,
Darren
babe.
D says a deportation order is in due process. Damn second wind, we're in purgatory. Legals broke law. Don't get due process.
No, I agree. I mean, but I think they do. Even a murderer there gets due process.
Well, it's kind
Foreign or
of
not, or
well. See, that's the thing.
you would want it here.
No. What I'm saying
Which
is, again, guys, again, it doesn't affect me none. But what I'm saying is, as of right now, everybody's guilty until proven innocent, which is
that's
not
what America's been.
America.
Correct. So now it's just guys hiding in masks.
If it's not
They didn't mind being
America,
unmasked during the pandemic, but now they want to wear masks to hide
yeah.
themselves.
If it's not America, I wouldn't say shit. I'd be like, well, it's the Philippines, you know. Oh well, it's Iraq, you know. Oh well, it's
Yeah, the
Dubai, you
National
know.
Guard is the army. Yeah. So yeah, he's talking about bringing the National Guard and other military. So yeah, I mean, okay, military and military.
Yeah,
But isn't it? Although it's military,
but
it's
it's
two
still
different
not the
stages.
police. It's
Yeah.
still it's a completely different training. Now the MPs, I know I did think about the MPs, but the MPs are far in between. They're not even the same thing. I mean, they're far in between.
His last term in office, he called in the National Guard, and he didn't know that the governor of the state has to request the National Guard. He overstepped his authority. That's what they keep saying. The things that he's doing, he's breaking the Constitution
again
constantly.
it's not how it is, and that's all we're saying. It doesn't work that way. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Ted says you don't get the same court processes as you do criminal cases as you do the same cases for immigration. Jose says due process does not apply to administrative law. Yes, Pablo Chicano, I know what executive orders are, but if you do keep using executive orders as your scapegoat, then therefore you are a dictator. So
Oh, that because he's president,
that
he overrides
being
everything all the time. Like a
that being
2-year-old.
said, that being said, again, guys, I'm trying to be as politically correct as possible. Now, if somebody says again, Pablo, I'm not picking at you, but I of course I know what executive orders are, but that's the point. If all you do is give out executive orders, that makes you a dictator, and that makes
It's called a bully.
that
He's
make
just
well
outright
that makes
all
the
of it,
USA
whether it's
under a
him, the previous.
dictatorship government. Fact. Don't go against me. I'm stating factual statements. Go look it up. If one person has complete power over a country, that makes it a dictatorship. What makes America great is because it has to go through channels. Now, if all that president does, executive orders, I get it. You know, you can veto this, veto that, and that's fine. That's your prerogative. But guess what? You can't do that on a regular basis, nonstop, which, again, I'm not judging. I did not bring that up. You did. So go. Obviously, you're pro Trump. Again, I don't care. I really don't. But obviously, you don't see it either. that you don't see that he's actually doing this. Anyway,
Yeah. Black Grandma said, I'm glad I'm in Canada. The last time I saw a Canadian soldier was during the bad snowstorm, and the mayor of Toronto requested soldiers to help with snow removal, right? Ah,
now
easy going.
just real quick about Gaza.
Yes, thank you, JC, for your service,
Yeah.
for serving. And you too, Gio.
Yeah, just real quick about Gaza. Now, the problem with the Gaza thing. Okay, let me just not talk about it then.
Well, I mean, it's okay. It's just
Here, okay.
Yeah, that's a maybe not. Maybe that's even darker than the truck.
No, trust. Well, okay, then I'll hush about it. Trust me.
The whole world is out of control, and that would just
guys.
There is no political side to that.
I'm gonna be honest with you.
There is and isn't.
I'm actually don't say a lot of things.
Let's just hope that spaceship comes through,
honestly,
guys. I don't want to pay rent.
Yeah, if I say crap, whatever I feel like Heidi does, I'll be gone. You guys will never see me again. But anyway,
if you talk bad about what I'm cooking for dinner tonight, you're going to be gone.
Exactly.
So
down the stairs they go.
We can't, and nobody else. Everybody has the right to their opinions. Everybody has the rights in the how they feel, and there ain't nobody wrong in here right now. Everything I actually think has been seeing so far is correct. In other words, yes, they need to come in and clean up. Yes, crime is bad. They need to do this, and that. And so, I mean, I appreciate the conversation, guys. I do. It's the Gaza thing, something totally different. That goes way back a long time ago.
I mean, that's actually a deeper thing.
Starving people out and taking over land, kicking people out, helping. Which is it? There is no good or right side in the world, and the media is going to make it way worse or way better than it is. And there is no winners. There is no winners in the U.S. right now with what's going on. Stuff needs to be done. The president ain't wrong, but he ain't right either. It's the same with Gaza with what's going on. And everybody is like here, here, and here. But the world is turning on itself. And in the meantime, I just ain't paying rent. That spaceship's coming, and I'm going to spend it all on ice cream and pizza the next few days.
Well, anyway. Okay, John Ryder, just real quick. For the
What do you think, Gio?
Yeah, now John Ryder says, now this is interesting because, okay. What the heck? Okay, John Ryder says, now first off, this isn't true. He locked Barry up for 2 years for overstaying. That's not exactly what happened.
No. Yeah. Okay. You know the whole story.
First off, there is video evidence of him threatening and pulling out a knife on a Filipino.
He definitely did.
Fact, in public.
It was on video.
In public, on video with a lot of people.
Yep. Yep. So that's not the only reason. It's just the one that's being told to you.
Now, here's the thing, though. Here's the thing. Now, again, again, I'm not anti-Barry Jordan because I really don't care about.
Yeah, we really don't.
I really don't care about the guy.
We've only been told until we went and watched the video, and that's been a while.
But what I'm saying is, again, now,
I agree.
The Philippines does have some weird laws, and one of the laws is, we do. Okay, I'm gonna believe it or not, we do have an anti-nuisance law, which means that we can call the cops on you because you're freaking annoying me. Fact. Did I make that up? No, I'm not. I didn't make that up.
I like to use that right now.
Okay. Thank you. Since Heidi, let's say Heidi calls a cop right now. This is the reason why you don't hear about this. I have a lot of crap in my head that I never divulge. The reason being is because in the end, it's kind of useless. This is one of those laws that are somewhat useless, and I say somewhat. Okay, so let's say Heidi calls the cops. George is upstairs playing his Green Day album, for example. Just an example. And Heidi hates Green Day. Just an example. She doesn't. She loves Green Day. But if she calls the cops on me on that, they'll be like, whatever. Not our problem. Correct. Not our circus. Not our problem. However, if
I pay him 20 pesos.
Well, no. Really? Anyway. If they feel like it is worthy of the law, then they'll act upon it. So what I'm saying
Or if you pay
is,
'em.
or that. But point being is, we do have laws in
Or who
place,
you are.
whether you're aware of it or not. Let's say your neighbor plays music really loud. Technically, can the cops come over and catch the guy? Yes. Will they? No. However, if, for example, that guy is a drug dealer and they can't pin that on him, and then you complain about that drug dealer, then they'll catch him. Get it? You guys get the picture?
Yeah.
Point is, we do have an anti-nuisance law. However, it will only work if the cops will find an appropriate angle they
I
can
mean,
use it.
that's
It's
yeah,
kind of
it's
like in the
probably
U.S.
in any country. And I tell you, I know that there are people that can't stand the president, and they'll say, "Okay, but what he did was right on this, this, and that, or cleaning up the homelessness, or doing this, this, and that." And but then there are other things that are just way off, that are way, way, way off, and it's. I think that's been like that for me for every president. So but this is the most unprecedented and craziest presidential term that I've ever seen in my entire life. Made it through the 70s, 80s, 90s, and 2000s, you know, and 25 years into 2000, and I still think it's kind of out there. So, I thought the National Guards were all volunteers. Yeah, I think they are.
Huh? Well, they are, but they're not. The difference is the National Guards voluntarily signed up for service, correct? However, once they sign that contract, they're not volunteers anymore. They're contracted. So
Yeah, don't they get college and
correct.
payments and
Right. And right. So after they take the college education, they're obligated to whatever the government asks them to. So yes.
let's see, the federal and state government are not real. They are privately owned corporations. Yeah, what do they call them? The Illuminati and a bunch of other things. Yeah, we're not going to go into all of that. You guys want to go into the real deep state, then yeah, that's kind of out. Although it's obviously gone crazy liberal. Let's see. Although it has obviously gone crazy liberal, I don't think so. I get so tired of the labels and the. It's just crazy. Don't blame the Democrat. Don't blame the Republican. Don't call people liberal because they don't want military standing around all the time. And there's a time and a place and a way to do it with tact. And this government's got to be the most childish shit that I've ever seen. It's just elections in the Philippines going to be your awakening. Yeah, for people, yes. I've been here. It's 5 years. I've seen the elections twice. It's like they just had one and they had one when I first got here. What is it, every 4 years here or something? 4 or 5. What is it here? It it was just when we just arrived and they just did another one recently. Yeah. So
But the problem is in the Philippines, they don't they didn't follow what the U.S. did. I don't think because okay, first off, I'm not a political person. Um, in the old days in the U.S., when there's an election, the
do you
whoever has the most votes becomes president, and who has the second votes becomes vice president. Now that doesn't work because that means, for example, just an example, let's say Biden was running, or Kamala. Let's say Kamala's running, and then Trump was running.
who else believes in this that over 21 million, half of them that came through were criminals? According to who?
No, anyway.
I'm not believing
So, like I
that.
said, the old system
A lot, but I
is
don't think it was half.
so whoever had the most votes becomes president, which is Trump. and then who has the second most votes becomes vice president, which is Kamala. That's how the old system works. And the reason why this doesn't work is because you have two parties that are literally go against each other. You know, the Republicans versus the Democrats. You know what I'm saying? So the government doesn't work. Now here, I haven't followed the Philippine politics lately. Like I follow it, but not follow it. I haven't analyzed everything yet. But what I'm saying is, the current president and the vice president don't get along, and that's why I brought this up because, like Heidi says, because the Bong Bong and the Duterte don't get along. So I'm not sure if they follow the American system, where if it's Republican, it's Republican. If it's Democrat, Democrat Party. You get my picture. You guys get my drift. So I honestly don't know as far as Philippine politics is concerned, unfortunately, because when I got back, this is the first election, right? I believe so. Yeah, but
What's
anyway,
that
this is the first election.
for Bongo?
Yeah, for the president, not the barangays.
Yeah, I
Yeah,
think
yeah,
so. Yeah.
yeah. Okay,
Well,
now
simple
okay, no one
circle.
will be dictator. Blah blah blah. The okay, let me not say anything. What's gonna happen? But anyway,
Isn't this contradictory? The greatest president ever to save America from communism?
huh?
Isn't
Where is
that
it?
what we're leading into right now?
No, 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 no. Dictatorship and communism are two different things.
Okay.
It'd be great if we're okay. Again, guys, don't take it the wrong way. Communism is
But
actually a
that's
great
where we were
system.
heading before. I don't know. I never paid attention to all this
No,
wild stuff.
America is a capitalist country, not a communist state country. Communism, aka commune, everybody shares everything.
Yeah. It says wrong. He's doing what the people voted for. We shall see in the end. We had 4 years of a potato, right? I'm just a potato. Yeah, he mentions that every single time he does something. So, but the problem is the president before and the one before that, which somewhere included him, the issues have been going on. That's where I'm at on that. So, King George III was constitutional monarch. Pelosi is running scared. Are you're just looking at this versus I'm trying to go through these because oh, I'm sure there were things in the past. No doubt said he approved gay marriage with no congressional approval. I think all presidents have done something, not saying this is the only one. Yeah, the UK has big problems.
The
The
cats.
cats, it sounded like a baby, didn't it?
No, it did.
Go break them boys up.
Patriot for Life says the guy is running for New York mayor is a communist.
Patriot for life. I think that's the second Jamaica sign I had there. The 401k is up. Well, that is actually good. Yeah, there's something new. They're talking about how it's going to be invested, so people are pulling it for some reason. I don't have the full story. I started to read it, and then George went, and there was a different thing. Well, that's actually good to hear. It's up now. Is there something else going on with how they're allowed to invest it for you? I think they're allowed versus the basics that they're allowed to invest it in something else that could cause a loss. So people are pulling it. I just know there's something going on, but that could just be a bunch of Karens throwing a fit too.
Mr.
So
Brixill, never picture George as a communist. Very shocking to hear. Okay. First off, obviously you were what? What?
what? Nothing. I still hear the cat outside. Take it easy. I just heard him again.
No, who cares about cat? What I'm saying is again, never mind. I'm not gonna educate you guys what communism is or means. There's a difference between communism and Marxism. Now, Karl Marx, aka dude, get a life, get an education. Jesus Christ, man. I don't have to teach. Why should a Filipino teach an American what communism means?
That's if he is. That could be the Brit. That could be John. That could be
Okay.
anybody taunting you
Even
right
more
now.
reason. Point being is why do I have to educate somebody who's allegedly more learned than a Filipino? I mean, come on. Communism is not a bad thing. It's how it's done. It's how it's presented. It's how it's controlled. Same thing with, again, democracy. Same thing. Jeez.
Gavin 2028, huh? Not my chicken, not my Visayan. There it is. Instead of not my circus, not my monkey, not my chicken, not my Visayan coop.
Damn.
Right? Hey, Lucca, what's going on? No, not here and not there, and that's for sure. Well, I guess we will get out of this topic and get back to the circus thing. Let's play this video here and let you guys see this real quick, okay?
Can I ask you a few questions? So, you've been here for 3 years, and what happened to you actually?
Happening what?
What happened to you that you are here for 3 years?
Oh, Filipino.
Why don't you go back? Why don't you go back to Netherlands?
At the Filipino hostel.
Huh?
At the Filipino hostel.
You can go to the immigration center and
You already.
then how was it?
Have to pay 120k.
20k?
120k.
1200,
100.
100k.
20k.
Do you ask your embassy for help?
They say it's the problem for my immigration. It's not the problem for my embassy.
So your embassy cannot help you? But my embassy can. I'm from Singapore. Yeah. And then,
Malaysia.
Huh?
Malaysia.
Singapore is not Malaysia. Yeah.
Oh,
Singapore is
I know which country.
you need. What kind of help you need? What help you need from people? Yeah.
Only
That's 100k,
120.
100k, okay.
Because immigration tell me you have to pay that because you overstay or marry a Filipino.
Okay. Okay, sure.
Found the food Filipino.
So did you ask for public charity funds to help you?
I can't think the people tell me they help me.
Okay, but they didn't help you.
157.
Okay.
And what happening? Nothing.
Do you do any social media asking for charity help or public help?
They post to YouTube, they post to Facebook, they post everywhere. And then they say, no, we help you, we help you. They take my Circus, they take my number, they take my email, they take my Facebook. What happening? Nothing.
Okay, so people take your money, free cash.
Nothing to do. Nothing. That's why I counted 157 people tell me, they help me. They help me.
Is there any problem helping you? Your friends from Netherlands helping you? Your parents?
Now, real quick, this was just recent. We were talking about, or I was when I first opened up and had all the issues with the software, that it's another person from the Netherlands that is homeless. And that it looks like he cannot get people to repatriate him, which I have a question about that one girl, her Tasty Travels, where she's trying to help another homeless person, and he's been here homeless for a long time. She just officially went in with him to the embassy. And I thought about a few things. One, as I'm to understand, it would just be him going inside the embassy. Usually they're saying that other people they're not allowed in the embassy except for the Americans themselves. But he, as I'm to understand, the other guy doesn't have any family either. And when you're trying to get someone to repatriate, take you back to the home country, it's like the US. You have to have a bunch of phone numbers, you have to have contacts, you have to have a way of paying it back situation. And this guy that she's going in with to the US embassy, not this guy, is that he doesn't have those people. So I don't know how they're going to do it. Maybe they're going to make an exception because he's mentally ill and have other, like this other guy, the American that she's trying to help is totally mentally ill and broke down. And if she doesn't help him or somebody else, it's a good chance he'll just stay on the streets forever. So as I was saying earlier, a lot of these expats are bringing their own situations over, especially mentally ill. Some of them are sick from military, like is it PTSD or PST, stuff from the war, mental problems from the war, or they just come over with their own mental issues. And this guy is just another homeless expat where issues are happening, but I don't think he's going to get any help. I think he's just going to stay on the streets.
That already.
How about your family, your brother, sibling?
Sister.
Huh?
How about your sister?
Your sister not helping you? Your friend in Netherlands?
It's too big. It's more than $2,000.
It's only 120k Filipino dollars only.
That's €2,000.
The 2000 only.
Then it's big for my sister.
Has to be my sister.
It's big.
That is not big in Netherlands, right? Not even big in the US.
Yes. I know.
Yeah. So he does not have the money. I would think that they would change something on this matter. George, I would think that they would change something on the matter of like this guy's 2,000 behind, so they're just going to leave him on the streets homeless because he can't pay, or like this other guy that had mental illness, they're just going to leave him, on the streets. If the Filipina is trying to help him, this is a guy from from Singapore that was visiting here that did the interview with this guy. But usually it's issues of breakups and fights with their spouses or girlfriends. They stay and can't pay the fines to get out. So they overspend. There's so many different reasons why this is actually happening. And so thank you for the actual clip. I'll put a link into that's pretty much the full video. Is a little longer, but basically he just goes on about it being $2,000 to get out and that he's been homeless a little while and everything. So it's kind of like where it's at and everything. So again, when you guys leave your country, that bringing over your problems is something that people don't talk about, nor do I think guys or women even care to even think about till they get over here and then they get bamboozled by everything. Hey, what's going on, Victoria? Close the live and hit the like, then come back into the live. Easy peasy. Thank you, Victoria. Yeah.
Now here's the thing. Gio actually said it right. It says no reserves or backup plan, just no thinking. The problem is okay. I don't know the full story with this guy, but the way he answered the interviewer, he kind of expected somebody to come to his rescue. You know what I'm saying? And again, I don't know the guy. I'm not judging him, but by the way he responded, he's basically what he's saying is that the embassy saying that's your problem.
Well, that's what's going to happen to foreigners when they actually get here. And F-16, I'll address this really quick. I'm not giving advice. Where am I actually giving advice? And don't tell me not to give advice. I get so damn tired of you, the next person, everybody saying shit. Well, you no longer in the U.S., so you ain't got no right to talk about the U.S. Our kids are over there. Our families are over there. And I'm an American. I'll talk all goddamn day long about America if I want to, and I'm reading bad news. That sounds like a Trump person would say, or whatever. Oh, you're only seeing the fake news, so you don't know what the hell you're talking about. I know it's in the news. I know people talk. I'm not giving goddamn advice about nothing. Truth. I'm talking. We're having a conversation here, but that's not me telling you to pull your 401k. By the way, pull your 401k because CNN said this and that. Sorry, I didn't get it from Trump's website. Blah blah blah. I get so damn tired of that. Are you even kidding me right now? Don't give advice because I'm not in America, and that's directed. That's direct. If you're not in the U.S., don't give any advice. No, I don't think so. You're not the first to say it, and it doesn't mean it's correct either. Period. It's so damn tired of that.
Well, it's different if Heidi's not American at all and never been to America.
Oh, well, you can't talk about gas prices because, or tell people to do this and that, and that gas is down because you ain't been there. So you're not allowed to say nothing. And I'm like, what the hell kind of bullshit is that? You forget we got family there, and all the news is wrong unless it comes from Trump's website now.
Yeah, well,
Because you're
Heidi,
Trumpers. This
Heidi
is
and
where I'm going to
I
get down
have
to
family in
whether
the
I like
U.S.
this
and
or
we're
that.
on a regular contact with our
I get
families.
so goddamn tired of that.
So, of course, it's kind of like we are concerned for our families. Even, and it's kind of like,
You don't know who to trust anymore.
well, it's not like we're banished or anything. I mean, we can go back to the U.S. if we want to. But point being is, because we actually talked about it recently, like 4 days ago, maybe. Like, I'm not joking. And we're like, nah. Point being is, it's not like we're not stuck. And kind of like you can go to the Philippines if you want. You can go to Thailand if you want. You know what I'm saying? Nobody's stopping you, and nobody's stopping us either. And again, we do have family over there right now.
Pablo.
You know what I mean? But like Gio says, again, the problem with this expat, and again, we don't want it to happen to you guys, is apparently he has no renewable source of income.
All right, Simple Social. They get 1,000 in a plane ticket. Heidi is just repeating hearsay. Not true. You ain't gonna get that money in that unless you prove all that. That's not hearsay. They don't give that to everybody. Hearsay my ass. How do you even know that's right? You've been in there and did it yourself, so then it's hearsay for you too. Okay. So if you're talking about the fact that I'm talking about when you go into the embassy, the US embassy, and you have to provide a couple names and then they give you X amount and a ticket back to the country and stuff, you still have to.
What's this about? The expat or the immigrant?
This is dealing, I'm assuming he's talking about me saying that when you go into the embassy, that usually it's just the American that goes inside and you have to provide names and different things to get that loan to be sent back.
It's a
I
loan.
didn't
It's a
know
loan. And
the
then
1,000 is new to me. I thought it was
you
just a plane
and you
ticket
do have to have somebody vouch for you and
and
everything.
all of that.
You
And just
can't
to
just
say that it's
randomly.
hearsay about as much as what
It's
you
not
know,
free
unless you
money.
did
It's
it.
not like you walk in the embassy and you're done. No, you have to go through hoops.
Are they going to make an exception to let that tasty girl inside the embassy as a Filipino to sit with them? Maybe. They seem to change the rules in all manners for different people.
But that being said, again, it's no different than this Netherlands guy. Again, you don't always get approved. It's not a free. It's not a free ticket. It's not free money. If they do give you $1,000 in a plane ticket, you will pay it back, and they will make sure of it because they will take it away from your check, whatever money you get from your check. If it's Social Security or if you're working, they will get their money back. You know what I'm saying?
Uh-huh. Right. Chosen one. Good morning.
Huh?
Yeah, chosen one. Just
No, not chosen one. How do you talk about? I said closest. See, pendulum is just Polybius. Sphinx Polybius.
da, 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 da.
Isn't Polybius a Greek philosopher? I never heard of Polybius as a verb.
Yeah, that's what I was talking about. Because Robert, I don't know what's going on either. See, he's saying we're all in another window. There's a second. So they're seeing two chats. So see, something's going on. Because when I opened this up, the chat that's here is not the one that was here. And now he's saying, and this is just,
No, he's probably talking about the one where Sarah's in.
no, there's something going on, something really freaky deaky. I don't know if it's YouTube also having some sort of issue with the software, but I'm telling you, this chat did not
Oh,
match
well, that's
this.
because we
There's
are transmitting in another channel in a different dimension in the Anunnaki
some
world. Yes. The Anunnaki are watching us.
Yeah.
All hail Enki.
Yeah. Hey, Ted, you don't get the same court process that you do criminal cases, as you do the cases for immigration. Yeah, it is different. Trying to get past all this. Hey, Laura, good morning.
Well, the problem is, again, the problem I have and the problem that everybody has.
And probably half of this that they're saying back and forth about, it's like they're looking it up and Googling it now to begin with.
I don't care. But the problem is when the current government is pulling that I can't
That
even
is
say it because I
true.
don't want YouTube to demonetize us. If they're pulling up this act
Hour and
against
35.
its citizens, then there's something wrong. And I'm not the only one. Actually, I don't say anything, but point being is that other people in the U.S. are saying
And
stuff.
this is why we don't, because then it's just defending on top of it, and it doesn't matter. So I hope just let it burn. Just let the ship burn. It
Black
doesn't
Grandpa says Western
matter
countries are happy
anymore.
to see these expats go overseas because they don't have to deal with them. Oh yeah, somebody did say that. Did tell me that the other day. Is a lot of times Filipino will just say yes, just so you would move along. Just saying.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, which
So
is
when
right.
when you
Is
argue
is
with a
it-
Filipino,
So Darren, which is it? Was it 276 orders or was it the 198? And Biden had 209. Does it all really even matter? I mean, I guess it does to you guys, the fact you're pointing out numbers.
okay.
So
Well, anyway, again, so
one bad decision doesn't mean another bad decision is okay, and over and over and over again.
Generator says the people elected the House and Senate.
Yep.
No, I'm aware of that, and again, I don't have to teach you guys about how the U.S. government works. You should know more than I do. Fact. But anyway,
Probably. No, you're eating your hollow ice cream, Hunter. That actually sounds pretty good.
Chris says many guys get duped for their life savings, thinking a woman loved them, then get kicked out once the money runs out. The house is built. You said once, if you're on your last 2,000, leave. See, that's the thing. What I think what happened to this Netherlands guy again. Point being, he has no renewable income, and we keep saying, don't come here if you don't have renewable income. Know what I'm saying.
Yes, most definitely.
Don't leave your country if you don't have any renewable income. Period, because you're asking for a disaster, and your embassy is not going to come and save you. Fact. Doesn't matter what embassy it is; they're not going to come save you.
That seems to be what people are actually.
Yeah, people think that the embassy is going to come here.
Or they
I
don't
come to
think-
save the day. Remember Mighty Mouse? But no, that's not how it works. Social Security can be deposited in a Philippine bank. I would not do it, but no. We do have that done. Heidi has her.
Yeah, I finally
Social
did it
Security
after
go into
5
her bank.
years because it didn't make any sense. You risk
Yeah.
that, unless you own your home in the U.S. And then if you own it and you're not there, how are you going to get your mail?
A
If
lot of
something
a lot of
rejects, you're in trouble.
of our
And these international mailboxes are not reliable.
a lot of
either.
our expat friends actually have their social security deposit in the Philippines, and
Much
technically,
easier.
you are actually, again, don't take our word for it. It's not my words. According to Social Security, you're supposed to report where you're actually residing in or living in. Anyway, but that's on you guys.
Yeah. I'm registered with the embassy, so security knows I'm here, direct deposit and all that. And so, having just a lot of guys are coming here with one bank, and then that's going to a family's house or one of those mailbox things. And it's not always so reliable. And I just wasn't going to deal with that or wait for a card to be sent or forwarded. Did it 2 times in the last 5 years. Not going to do it no more. And it sucked because it only takes your strip on the back of the card to go bad or something else. What was it? The chip the other time? We've had 2 cards replaced. And
Yeah,
it took forever.
that little smart chip,
So,
But Angelo says pockets are empty, time to go. And Gio
yeah.
says, I get it, but don't let it get to the point where you have nothing left. What he's saying is make sure that you always have a backup.
And Darren D, I'll answer that. Is that to everybody else or to us?
Okay, now the Biden
I
thing.
mean,
Now, first
this
off, we're not anti.
evidently you guys are triggered by me saying evidently you guys in here talking about all this is to the fact no, nobody was asleep. But what about Trump's first presidency? What about, Obama? If Obama would have done that, they'd have said a bunch of shit and done a bunch of shit. If that had been Ronald Reagan or a bunch of these other presidents that did the same thing, there would be holy hell to pay. And now I don't know. It's was asleep what my ass. Do you ever think that this was planned together between Biden and Trump, that this was going to happen? Do you ever really think deeply about this situation? You really think Trump is running the country except for acting like a 2-year-old
Okay,
kid?
what Heidi's saying, do you really think that Trump is working alone?
No.
No.
No, there's other people pulling those
Do you
strings.
now, again, you're not trying
Asleep
to.
what?
Okay, allegedly. These are all alleged. These are all opinions. Allegedly, Trump and Biden have been working together. Now, that's not coming from us. I'm just saying allegedly. And again, it kind of makes sense too, whether you're pro against that conspiracy or not. You do have to realize they were running mates. Again, that's nothing to do with it either. But again, I'm just saying, there's a lot of things that are probably happening and probably not happening. We don't know. You guys don't know. We don't know. But point being,
Oh, well, that's happened before. That's old. That's old. He said, anyone aware of the Eisenhower and Johnson called out the federal troops because civil unrest? Yeah, it's happened a bunch of times. This is not civil unrest.
no, it's not. It's not.
And what?
but
Anybody's lying except for
okay,
Trump saying that the crime is down. So that's lying newspapers, untruth news or something, right? And that it's okay to say the crime is up and let's send out the federal people. No,
no, we never
this is
said it
not
was
civil and
unique. We never said it was unique. But
it's different.
again, there even then there's still like some, whatever.
Right. So it's and that's how come some of the big talk shows and the big people that were pro Trump and everybody that was on board in the beginning has actually said, yeah, enough is enough. So those people are just crap too, right? Or any of them. No, I don't think so.
Luca says that think the guy didn't have much to begin with.
I'm in good company along with a bunch of others that, there is good and bad in what's going on, but it's not okay. Good and bad about what's going on. I think every presidency's had that, but right now what's going on is not okay.
Yeah. Luca
Not
says
okay.
it's becoming dystopia. Well, The entire world. It's not just the U.S.
No, it's just not the U.S. We said that in the beginning.
Yeah.
For sure.
Lucas says, I think the guy didn't have much to begin with and just tried to wing in the Philippines till there's no more options for him to do with his life.
Hey, Ray.
No, I mean I agree. I think he thought that again that somebody's gonna save him, but apparently not. So I agree with you.
Not George. America has always run on a two-party system. President and vice president are always on the same party line.
What? Where?
I don't know, Pablo. Didn't say that.
No, Pablo. Oh my gosh, that literally just told me you don't know your American history. Go look up your American history. I believe it was Theodore Roosevelt, and who was his other guy? Guys, it's not my country. My American history is not that great, but I believe it was Theodore Roosevelt and whoever. Because remember, Theodore Roosevelt, I believe, was vice president, and I forgot who was the president at that point in time. But they were not on the same party. Point being is, it's not always been that way, dude.
Oh, you're talking about one was
Oh
Republican?
my God, that tells me again. Don't make me educate. This is not a classroom. This is not about that. Again, I keep repeating that. And I'm not American. You guys should know this more than I do. But no, it has never, it's not always been that way.
Let's see. Is it a myth the Revolutionary War led directly to the Constitution? Yeah, now we're just getting fully political. Let's see. I hear you.
No,
What was wrong with Jimmy Carter?
I could be wrong, but again, wasn't.
I mean, I know he was quiet and reserved and everything. It said Biden's awful. He's even worse than Jimmy Carter. I thought Jimmy Carter was one of the better presidents, according to many. He was quiet. He may not have pulled the trigger on a lot of stuff, but I didn't know he was. Are you just talking about being old and not getting things done, or
Jimmy Hoffa.
creepy?
Jimmy Hoffa for president.
Yeah. Whole point is U.S. is just going down the drain. That's just where it is. I wish you guys luck. We don't regret any part, and there's a big portion of people that they love their country, but there's just a lot going on. I probably agree with that. We did talk about that. Biden didn't even know he was president during the entire term. A great one extended deadlines for terrorists for China. He gifted China's head of trade with a bunch of taco supremes.
Chosen one says politics don't affect me. I'm in Thailand doing my thing. For the record, I love some Trump. Yeah, and again, you're welcome to like Trump. Yeah, you're welcome to.
I like it when George gets mad. Yeah, he doesn't do it too often.
Yeah, you're welcome. Again, that's the thing. We're not pro or against. You're welcome to love who you love. You're welcome to support the president you want to
we
support.
said there's good and bad. If we just hate him, be flat out like we think he's stinky. Blah,
We'd be
blah, blah.
talking
It sounds
crap.
like
In fact,
we think there's a lot of good things.
I haven't
that he's
even
done.
mentioned the name Trump up until Chosen One did. Just saying.
Trump signed an executive order allowing private equity firms to take control of 401ks, including crypto. Okay, so I'm not even pretending I even know that's so yes. So I don't know how that's going to affect, but evidently throughout the news and social media, it's causing a buzz that it could. I didn't say that it's already. They're pulling their 401ks and taking the money out now. So I don't know what that actually is going to mean. I'm not going to sit here and pretend that I'm a financial person.
Oh, I forgot what that's called. Izzy and Chris says anyone that's been in the army know that those National Guard have empty mags, and many wish they were at their civilian jobs making more money. Yeah, because what it is they pull them out. They hold their jobs if they do hold their
Hey,
jobs,
there's LG.
and they make less money usually. Yes, and
LG said George on paper is Filipino, but his attitude and outlook is American, which what do you think most of the Filipinos are running on anyways? A lot of colonized thinking and all of that other stuff. Plus he lived in America since what? For 28 years? So
think what you will. It doesn't matter to
but
me,
attitude and outlook, he chose
and I
not to
don't
be an
care.
American.
And honestly, anybody I know don't care either.
And what's the point of being the dual citizen?
Well,
or that he
what I'm
had
saying
to
is
become a citizen?
nobody I know, American citizen or not, they could care less what nationality I am. All they know is George is George.
Yep,
Fact.
George is George. That's
Fact.
it. Yeah.
You know, if you want to see, that's the thing. If you want to put a label on somebody's nationality, that's up to you. But here's the thing: when I talk to somebody, do you really think I try to analyze? Oh, this guy's American. Oh, this guy's British. Oh, no.
And you have your
Yeah.
rights. I know George likes communism, but he's not a communist.
No.
When
Oh my gosh.
you guys always take it
Anybody who's
too
anti-communist
far.
and anybody who's anti-Muslim or whatever, or the direct opposite. If you're anti-capitalist, which is the opposite of
And then
communism,
Pablo.
or you're anti-Catholic, because that's the opposite of Muslim, or anti-Semitic, which is still the opposite of Muslim, then you need to get your head straightened out. Point being is, you obviously are not educated enough to know that what capitalism, communism, Semitic, anti-Semitic, Muslim, Catholic,
And Pablo, you
Christianity
just
is.
downright just trollish. She said, George, if you like communism, why don't you just go live in Cuba?
That's what I'm saying. And then obviously,
Why?
oh right, because guess what? You know how
PTSD.
many American communists there are? They're in America.
When did you ever say that you did?
No, that's the thing. Communism, you guys, anybody again.
They don't know what they're talking about.
Again, exactly. That's what
I
I'm
would
saying.
just.
If
They're
you're-
trolling you. Let's troll back. You guys don't know
I'm
what
not
you're
trolling
talking
anybody. Again, I'm letting anybody know.
about. No, troll back. Bite me.
That's not the point.
You don't know what you're talking about.
Correct.
So they can
That's
sit
my
there and
point.
razz
They
us. You don't know.
They're not educated enough to know the difference what real communism is.
And
Because
they don't live our life,
communism
and just like
is not what
you're twisting
is
our
not
words,
correct.
just like Trump
Correct.
and all the Trump shit you guys say, you're twisting it the other way.
Right.
Maybe you are the communist Karens.
You know the Americans
about that?
Americans in America that live in a commune are communist because they live in a commune. They're in a communistic living. Dude, educate yourself. I mean, come on. Are you that kind of like special that you don't know
Pockets
the
empty,
difference?
go time.
Oh my gosh. I swear to God, people are special.
There it is. Special is special. So why can't we be? Yeah, there's a lot of places. Virginia is terrible for the drugs for those who are not used to getting it. Yeah. Look, the guy didn't have much to begin with. He tried to wing in from the Philippines. There's no more options for him to do with his life. And that happens a lot with these guys that are homeless. That is for sure. They don't bring enough money. They don't have retirement. They don't have a way to get a job. It's already hard to make that money. And then they get taken by their girlfriends, or a breakup costs money. Hey, Gio, tell us about a breakup. You get with them, you overspend, right, Gio? Like, I mean, you overspend. Like in America, when you start dating somebody, you're always going out to eat, you're going on these little vacations and concerts, and you start to overspend. I used to go into all these fancy big meals that I would never normally cook if it was just an everyday dinner when George would come over, and I overspent. So these guys are overspending and they think it's so cheap here when the costs are on the rise, and they overspend. You can still spend Western, if not more, and it just burns out the pockets, and then these guys go crashing and everything. And right, Chosen was like, no fighting. Hey, not today. You missed that the other day. Not today. Black Grandpa was like, let them have it. I don't spare them. I mean, I don't want to be like somebody the other day was talking about, well, if everybody gets blocked or I get blocked, that means I didn't have a right to say anything. And it's like you guys do. And okay, we can't deny if you're a Republican or a Democrat, black or white, or don't like Filipinos or you hate Filipinos. We can't like go through and block like everybody, or that we're going to just that this channel is only for Republicans or something, or we're only Biden people, or it's not like that. And you guys can say things, but when you twist things among the politics and then you throw that George is a communist and you start having personal things like that, and then you just keep on and on and on, there's actually
I'm not
limits.
even worried
Or
about
we've
that.
seen
It's
where
just
people go in
misinformation.
and they will start messing with other viewers that are regulars and all that, and then it's like that would be the only problem. But everybody has their right. And do we get riled up sometimes? Yeah, I get riled up with George. I get riled up with people. I'm human.
Okay, Chosen One says
And
Jimmy
it's what we're
Carter
known for.
gave away the Panama Canal and we want it back. You can't take it back because they did give it away. So I mean, did America pay
Hey,
for it? And did America pay for it dearly? Yes, but
you know about
should
Bill
they
and
have given it away?
Monica
No, I
Lewinsky?
agree. No, what?
Under the desk, Bill and Monica Lewinsky and all that.
Yeah.
The third party. He wants that back too.
Oh yeah,
He wants that mouthwash back.
no problem. Mark, just real quick. Again, I'm not anti National Guard or anything. Mark says, of course, National Guardsmen jobs are held for him. Yes and no. The ruling is, again, I'm not going against anybody. It's kind of like a maternity leave. The
Elbows up, right?
the wording is they don't have to keep your job for you. They just have to keep you on the same level, the same pay grade. So what I'm saying is, if
Oh, okay. Just real quick. He was talking about the U.S., the 1,000 and the whatever. They weren't talking about. I thought they were the Philippines.
yeah,
So I got you on that, guys.
So what
So
I'm saying is, again, if anybody goes on maternity leave or same thing in National Guard, they don't have to keep the exact same job for you. For example, if you're a forklift driver and you make, just example, I'm just making things easy. Let's say you're a forklift driver and you make $1,000 a week. Okay, yes, some forklift drivers make that, and some forklift drivers make more than that. They don't have to keep your job as a forklift driver. They can take you somewhere else and make you a crew leader on another department, but still pay you $1,000 a week. Get it? They don't have to keep the exact same position. They just have to keep the same level. Just again, I'm not anti or pro National Guard again. I'm just letting you know how it works.
Gio's right on this. My understanding is they won't pay your overstay fees. Yeah, so I start breaking down when this girl, it seems like she mostly finds these homeless expats and she helps them, and God bless her for that. But she also uses her content in her paycheck, and she's very adamant about taking one person and stretching it out for 4 or 5 weeks. It's kind of crazy. And she is going and she's taking them now, and she's arriving at the embassy. Every vlogger and expat that I talked to said that only they're the ones allowed to go in the embassy, and they're the ones that sit down, unless it's dealing with Social Security and you're bringing your kids and wife in for that or something. But she's bringing them in, she's taking them there, and she's like going to get this done. And I'm like, does she know all the rules of what they're going to do? Are they going to make an exception? Then I start thinking about the fees, Gio. If this guy's definitely the other guy that I'm talking about that's with her, not this one, not the Netherlands guy. The American guy's been here forever. He's got to owe thousands of US dollars worth of back fees now. They're not going to pay that or turn it loose unless she goes to Rafi with him. But she says she's taking everybody to Rafi. Isn't that going to get weird if she keeps appearing on Rafi Tulfo? and asking for these fees and stuff. And it's like I get her gump and everything, but this guy, nobody's going to pay that either. So it kind of leaves people in this weird triangle. If they can't get the overstay fees to get out, which there's a lot of British expats and others that are here in the same boat, they can't get those fees, then going to the embassy and get a repatriating loan, which I believe the Netherlands does the same along with the UK. There are requirements to get that. They're just not going to say, "Hey, let me make an exception." If they did that, they got to do that for everybody. And so the overstay fees are going to become the problem too. So it's kind of like in America where people get stuck in the homelessness. There's a lot of foreign overstayers that are there too, that are on the streets. So it's kind of a hot mess.
Yeah, just real quick again. Raymond says in 1864, Republican Abraham Lincoln. During Abraham Lincoln's time, it was a bipartisan system. Robert Goodson, however, says in 1790, use has been a two-party system, which is contradictory to both what you guys' statements are. Just saying. So I'm just saying, yes, I'm aware that during the Abraham Lincoln, but I believe it was before Abraham Lincoln too. Again, I'm not a U.S. historian. Don't quote me on it. I wasn't born in America. I did not study U.S. history.
Let's see. Heidi and George represents 2 votes. They still vote in U.S. elections. Most local elections come down to less than 700 vote margin. If you don't want those 2 votes, say it. Right? Hey, what's going on, Ruby? Yeah, overstaying is ground for deportation. Yeah.
Okay, Mark, again, I'm not saying that you can't get your old job back or exact same position. But again, will you or can you? Yes. But there are times that you can't. Guys, I'm not speaking another language here. I'm very clear of my wordings. All they have to do is keep you on the same level. And when I say keep you the same level, you can get your old job back. Because guess what? It's the same level, isn't it? Come on, it's English, guy. Am I speaking English? Yes. Do you guys understand English? Apparently not. So, dude, seriously?
It says, but in other channel, there is no picture of H and G are not broadcasting there. Yeah, I'm not sure if you're talking about the other live. It's hard saying. I know that I need to take the time, let's see, to figure that out. I mean, it probably got closed down. No, it's actually showing our second broadcast. So, yeah, our second one on Antics Live, where we've been, haven't done a regular video in a long time, but that's where we've been putting other stuff on. It shows it's open too, so I'm not sure on that. But today's conversation, for those that have joined, is based on not my circus, not my monkey, and then you're in a circus, all the crazy stuff going on in the US, things that are going on in Germany and the UK. You're hearing more and more things. It's not our old country. I just seen a video the other day of the 80s, and I started getting all teared up because it's like I kind of miss that era. I think everybody misses the old era of where things seem simpler and, was things corrupt back then? Yeah, of course it was. But there's so much more going on. To me, the government is being shown through social media, and everything is in social media. And the new government that's going on right now, so was the previous one, don't get me wrong, but now more than ever, everybody's acting through social media. If Trump says something about Putin, Putin will say something back and forth. It's all being done. It's all social media lies.
I remember now why I stopped watching US politics on
It's why
social
we
media.
rarely
No.
talk. I think we've only talked probably half a
Even
dozen
Heidi
times in
asked
5
me,
years.
"Do you this? Do you that?" And
A
do you-
dozen times,
well,
maybe,
here's
if
my
I'm being
answer. Here's my
generous.
answer, and I'm going to be honest with you, because
I don't trust nobody.
this is what I tell Heidi. I don't know what's real anymore.
No, honestly,
I'm talking about U.S. politics. Again, I'm not trying to be political here. The problem I have with social media is you don't know what's real anymore.
Yep.
Because I mean, I get it in politics. They've always lied. Again, I don't care who you are,
Yeah,
what
guys,
you
it doesn't
are,
matter
whoever
what
you voted
party it
for.
was. It's always been
You have to be
shade.
super naive not to believe that it doesn't matter whether it's Democrat or Republican. They both lie. Fact.
I mean, how about
But
this? How do the true Trumpers that are in here really like beating on us right now? How do you feel about the charts about the employment? How are you going to show a chart with your dude next to you and then he's like, "Oh, that's not right." And then what? A week later he comes up with brand new charts? What kind of bullshit hocus pocus crap is that? Bullshit.
well,
Bullshit, smoke and mirror shit. That's the shit. Does he do good things? I said, yeah, but what kind of bullshit is that? So then where do you actually believe? It's just like, I'm not a fucking fool. I'm not going to sit there and be like, okay, like these fucking fools that are coming here to the Philippines. No, it's not okay. It's not okay when your girl scams you. Oh, it's okay. I lost my money. It's okay. No, it's not. It's like that bullshit there. It all ties in together. You take your shit from America, you take your shit from Britain, and you bring that shit over. And I'm specifically talking to you, Brits and Americans. You bring that mentality over here, and your shit still gets scammed and taken. That's where it lies. That's where I'm at right now. I'm like, you can't trust any goddamn social media, no YouTube channel, no government. And if you're thinking on your own that this is okay and you want to be just like that's the way it should be, it's not okay. People's feelings are right out the goddamn window. So, how do you explain that? The best people that are in the Republican Party that are running these YouTube channels and in the news and independent or whatever, they're all seeing the same thing. It all can't be just all lies. I seen that with my own goddamn eyes. And how are you going to do that and then keep on believing everything? That was just the most ridiculous, childish shit I ever seen. And when you make a statement like a 2-year-old kid, like he did, that, oh, they can use whatever force they need to and whatever they got to do. No, you can't say that either. You know, the last time that happened, people were being blown away here in the streets, here in the Philippines. You can't just say, hey, do whatever you got to do to get rid of the party favors here in the Philippines. And then the whole families were disappearing. Innocent ones. They use that as an excuse. And that's what's going to happen in America. Just like they're snagging certain immigrants. They're just using an excuse to pick and choose. That's it. That's it. Bull goddamn shit. Then brand new charts. I believe they called it emotional support charts that he put up afterwards. Like, this is the right thing now. And it's like, okay. Bullshit. You guys, wake up. You guys don't want to be woke. Those that are awake and say, yes, yeah, I see that.
well,
People just don't want to be woke up.
right. Thank you.
You don't want to be awake. You want to live in that dream, just like you guys think pussy is going to change when your asses get over here. It ain't going to goddamn change. Pussy stinks over here too, guys. Still
Yeah,
smells like fish when you cross the ocean.
And again,
Still fat chicks over here, guys.
In all fairness,
Gonna get robbed over here.
Don't trust.
Gonna have bad traffic.
Yeah.
Jesus Christ, you guys.
As far as conspiracy theories goes, it's not a conspiracy theory. This is fact.
Right.
Do not trust Google, and do not trust, especially do not trust ChatGPT.
The worst is some stuff is right in front of
Google
their
lies,
eyes.
and ChatGPT lies. Facts. If I'm not gonna go on what they lie about because they lie about a lot of stuff. Just simple things they lie about. But anyway, both
Right.
both Google and
Ruby
ChatGPT.
said multiverse live streaming for antics. That's an upgrade, right? Well, we've been actually doing, but the multiverse, yeah, there's something else going on because I had a whole different thing today. I think today I'll have to stop.
Okay, LG. Now here's the thing. Again, I'm not picking on you, LG, but you guys have to realize this too. During Biden's time in office, Heidi was a pro-Trumpster. It showed. What changed? Hilarious. It's not hilarious. The problem is, again, I'm not talking about Heidi at this point because it's irrelevant.
Yeah, it's the actions,
Well,
individual actions.
what I'm saying is,
And I never said I was pro-Trump or pro-Biden. I thought Biden, just because I said Biden was falling down and
Well,
Biden
and
this
like I
and Biden
said,
that, I'm
and
going
like
to
I
talk
said,
about
I'm
one or
not
the other.
talking about Heidi here because this is a real thing. A lot of times people don't understand the
It's
simple
actions
fact.
like that goddamn
Well,
chart.
what I'm saying is things change.
Mama didn't raise no fool.
It doesn't matter who you support or what you believe in, whether it's Christ, whatever
Yeah, 'cause
religion you're
sometimes
in,
I'm
or
mad at Christ too,
whatever type of government you believe in. If things change, you have to adapt and adjust. Facts. So, if you do not adapt and adjust, you become extinct. And I'm not talking about like, I'm not being silly here, I'm not being stupid here. It's reality. So, for example, if your husband, I'm just an example. If your husband's been a great guy, I mean, again, or whatever, again, I'm just giving an example here. Or teacher, for example, your teacher, or
Yeah.
let's
That's a
say
good example.
driver. Your driver, you have a driver for your car. He's very trustworthy. He's solid as a rock. And then one day he changes, and he changes for the bad. Are you still gonna trust him? No, you're going to change your outlook in life. You get it? If you do not change your outlook in life and he decides to take you around the bend and then rob you,
And yeah, well,
then it's on you because you did not adapt and adjust. Point
and
being
that's another
is,
thing. Did anybody see all this coming? He made so many promises when he got here, and now he's doing
well, I'm
some
not,
and the
well, I
other, and
wasn't,
it's the extras that are kind of like, pow, I mean, I'm not saying that I dislike the guy. I said that. It's the things that he's doing to the people
no,
that's
and
kind
that's the
of
thing. Again, that's
like that.
that's the issue I have with,
He's a
again,
switch out, is what's going
I'm
on
gonna
right
call,
now.
and again, you guys can go against me right now and can throw in the hate comments if you want. The problem I have is if you're a hardcore Republican
Then you're going to stick with it
and
even
you're
if the
gonna
whole
stick with it.
world
Okay, again,
until it's on fire and
I'm not
burns.
talking about any
Or
particular
Democrat.
All
It's
right,
the same on the
correct.
Democrats.
I'm not talking about any particular candidate. Even if you know that that person is corrupt, you're still gonna vote for that guy because you are on the Republican side. I think that's wrong, and a lot of people will agree with me that that's kind of wrong. However, if you decide, like, you know what, it's probably not a good idea of voting for that guy, and you change your mind, then I think that's good. Get it? Point being is, if new data come in, you have to accept it and admit it, and then take it. Am I right? Am I wrong? Will I go for this guy or will I won't? Again, I'm not talking about any particular candidate or any part. Again, Republican, Democrat, it doesn't matter. You have to adapt and adjust your behavior. If you do not adapt and adjust your behavior, then you're headed towards doom. Fact. Guys, you guys may not always agree with me, but guess what? On what I always stay on the most even thing, whether you believe with me or not. I don't care, because guess what? Your behavior doesn't affect me. I'm just trying to guide you guys, whether you believe it or not. You know what I'm saying? And I always say, it doesn't matter who, what side, Muslim, anti-Semitic, doesn't matter to me because it doesn't affect me. It doesn't even affect Heidi. You know what I'm saying? Anyway, but point being, again,
yeah, see it showing that there are 2 live streams. I see the other one.
Hector Good, Tagay, pare, kampai. Oh my god, I swear to God. Like it, you weren't here last time, Hector. There was a birthday party. Oh my god, till 3 o'clock in the morning. I swear to God, they were so loud and they kept singing happy birthday over and over and over. And I wanted to walk over there and just join them. Cause can't I mean, Heidi slept because, she takes her pain pills for her condition and whatever. And I didn't.
I took a Benadryl.
I should have taken something and I couldn't sleep. And I swear to God, I wanted to walk over to their yard and ask for a red horse, and might as well, can't beat them, join them kind of deal. Oh my gosh, I want to say that guy, but True story.
Yeah, see, it doesn't even show the stream is in here. See, George? It
Huh?
shows it. It's not showing the other one that I've already deleted, but it won't let me delete it till later. It's weird.
Hey,
It's
Mike, you're in here, Mike? Our Philippine Journey's in the house. Hector Goulet says high grocery and food prices builds character. Can't we all go back to right 1800s when the age of what the freak, Hector? When the age of consent was 10 to 12. Release the absent files. Now repeat it after me. What the freak?
yeah, see, it's not showing a second
Eh,
live stream in
that's
here.
messed up. That's messed up.
So I don't know. It won't let me take the other live stream out, guys. I
Chosen
don't.
One says, I'm glad I'm drunk. I can't imagine being sober talking about nonsense.
Right.
Not gonna argue with that one.
Right. Uh,
Okay, Easy and Chris makes a point. All this fight. Well, first off, nobody's really fighting. All this fighting over politics still won't change the fact there are more kangaroos in Australia than there are humans.
I just don't get it.
Huh? Patriot for Life says Trump is going to lower. Really? Um, Trump is going to lower ganja from one class to over.
Reclassify.
Really?
Yeah, because
I mean, I thought it was already over the. Well, it's not over the counter, but
not all states, but that was another thing that was possibly discussed. I thought he said he was going to remove it except for medical, but then I must have misunderstood that. So I thought he was talking about taking it back because of what's going on, not reclassifying it is even easier to get. I mean, it's hard saying.
MAGA propaganda is nuts. Well, again, it can go both ways. It goes both ways.
Heidi, do you miss the? I tried to figure out how to delete the other live stream. Weirdly, it won't let me do it, so I don't know why. Right now, I'll have to wait. It did that last time we had a duplicate, but I did not add it twice, and I don't know what's going on. So, do I miss the U.S.? Yes, I miss my family. I don't miss the political crap and the people against each other and the already mentioned the immigration stuff going on, and that was before they start snagging anybody on the street and ICE and all of that. So, no, I don't miss any part of that or how the crime was getting worse or the way things were going when we actually left during the pandemic. I miss my family, not America. I miss the oversized roads and being able to drive and have our cars back. We had several cars when we left, and I miss a lot of the other abilities, but personally, I don't think it's worth it for the cost, and the family's been invited to come over here. So, what do you say, George?
I miss Chick-fil-A and
Right.
Aldi's
Yes, I agree. I miss Aldi's too. So
and
I
Checkers. You got to throw in Checkers there. Forget McDonald's
and some Dunkin' Donuts. I know they've got them here, but I'm talking about like at every couple corners there's
and
a
Little
Dunkin'.
Caesars are $5 pizzas.
Yeah, do they have the $5 pizza?
Yeah, how much are the $5 pizzas now? Pizza. Man, I love that shit.
Let's see. Interesting. Some bloggers advise never inform Social Security about moving overseas to keep your address in U.S. So, which is it? You're supposed to. The reason they don't tell them is for multiple reasons, but some of them are actually not even on Social Security. They're allowed to leave. They're actually getting the low income one. So that's first off is why they won't tell them because some of them didn't even earn it. It's one they didn't even earn, so they can't tell them they've left the country. But I mean, look up the site. You're supposed to inform Social Security when you leave. For those that are permanently living here, you need to inform them. Is it a law? No. Is it advised on there and saying It actually states you need to inform. They don't say please, maybe. It says you need to inform us, not disability only, all Social Security. You're supposed to contact them and say, hey, I live here. The reason they don't is based on their banking linked to having an address, and then it's because of there's several reasons. What was the other part of why they're not telling them?
Yes. Yeah, Jim Stewart says I don't know checkers. If you don't know checkers, then you might know
They're supposed to.
you might know rallies, because checkers is rallies, kind of like
Yeah, it
Hardee's
depends on the
is
actual state.
Hardee's. I forgot what the other. You know how certain companies have different names. Rallies and checkers are the same thing. Yeah. Hey.
Oh, the other reason, Ruby, that right before he said that is because people will receive a form every year for Social Security. And if they that's the biggest reason they won't. Because if you tell them that you're overseas, you start receiving that yearly form that has to be filled out. If they think you're still in the US, they won't send the form. Okay. So to avoid that, which is not proper, they're supposed to know you're here for that reason. If you're dating a Filipina that decides to take your bank card because you're half dead in the bed, multiple ways around, uh, if you're dead in the bed, then the deal is that you won't get that yearly form to say what do they call that? The alive letter, whatever. What do we call that form? Proof of life letter. That's why they tell you not to. So which is right or wrong? The correct legal stance is you're supposed to tell them that you're living in the Philippines. And these guys that have been here 7-8 years are living here. They're also trying to avoid their bank and Social Security knowing that they're outside the country and that they're just using somebody else's address. They also keep the Medicare supplement, and they're having their Medicare paid for by a supplement. So there's multiple reasons. It's not right all the way around. That's why they're avoiding losing their Medicare payments from supplement advantages. That is the truth. That's why they tell you not to do it. So I'm not hiding anything. I'm legally here. They know I'm here. Oh, Heidi can't collect her Social Security because of this, and she's not allowed to, and blah blah. No, they know I'm here. Also, if shit goes down, I want them to know that I'm here. So here I am. Come get me. You know what I mean? It's so many different things. So Jimmy Carter, D's nuts, right? Uh, yeah, see, the comments are passing through really quick. Somebody said something about stop selling the US.
Oh, damn. Simon
something
says
about
rallies and checkers is like going to Dairy Queen for a burger. That terrible quality. Well, okay. The burgers are really what's the word? Oversaturated with fat. But the fries are to die for. Um the only ones I would trade their fries for would be Five Guys. Five Guys burgers have the best. They have the best burgers and they have the best fries. But that's a different category on its own.
I don't know what's going on. I'm going to say it again. I'm more flustered with that than anything. 2 live streams in a row, it's duplicated, and it's duplicating. I don't know.
Second one says he's alive. So
Huh?
he's alive. Second one.
He's
Proof
alive.
of life. He's alive.
Yeah. Yeah, so I don't know what's going on. So, all right, because this is all out of control. We got the second live stream. They're claiming there was X amount in the other live stream. And I get that. I don't know why. I don't know if that's YouTube. I don't know if it's YouTube and Restream. I don't know if it's the new Windows. What is this, 11 or 12, whatever the most update is. But there's a second one. I can't delete it. It's not even in Restream to delete.
Yeah.
It's not even in there, and it won't allow me to delete it out there. I see there's only a few people in there right now, but I don't know what
John
to do.
Ryder, where are you at?
So
Because John Ryder says that he miss Angel City has great food. I miss Angel City, not the Philippines. Are you back in the U.S. and where are you at in the U.S.?
yeah, trolling.
Oh, Chosen One says checkers suck. Rather go to Sonic's. Okay, well, let's see.
Hippies live in commune.
No. I mean, I like Sonic, but they've gone downhill, man. In
I
fact,
I
in
don't.
fact, they don't. Some of them don't even use the roller skates anymore.
Yeah. All right. So this is.
Yeah, Robert Goodson says Five Guys, you get tons of fries. Yeah, and they're good fries. Those are good fries right there. Second one says it has to be YouTube.
I don't know, but it won't let me delete it. It's not in Restream. I just showed George. It's not in there. There's not. When I set the live up, I think what it's doing is it's putting the Restream one in there, and then it's setting another one up through. But
Yeah, John Ryder says he's in Iowa. Awesome. Robert Goodman says blame the second channel on George. Yeah, it's my fault.
Yeah, George, why didn't you pursue your citizenship, U.S.? I mean,
Well,
why?
the end point is here, so it's
Yeah, he was coming back here and dual. I mean, time. Considering you didn't have more than 6 hours off at a time, it's a time thing. Wouldn't have been financial. We had the finances technically when we left, so probably more time and not needing it. I think it's you know.
Hector Gubbett says this is going to be polarizing. In-N-Out Burger or Habit Burger, hands down. Push. Well, I've only driven by an In-N-Out Burger, but I never stopped, so I can't really say anything. That's why I never mentioned In-N-Out Burger.
Is that what we're down to?
Chosen One. Oh no, not Hooters. Okay, Chosen One says also Hooters. Hooters is also a priority when I get back to the States. They have the best. No, I disagree. Okay, now I disagree only because I. Okay, now Chosen One again. It's your opinion. I don't know if you've been to Wing House. Or where I used to live, there's actually literally a Wing House and a Hooters literally across the street from each other, like literally. And I've had both,
We
and I prefer Wing House, but that's my taste. So just
we
saying.
actually watch Trump's crap, Fox, and what's the other one? Reuters or something. So, there you go. So MSNBC. No, ABC is wrong. CBS is wrong. NBC, MSNBC. We watch them all, including Reuters and a bunch of other, the BBC and all that, but they're all liars. Only one that's right is currently the White House when it comes from their sites, and that's not true. That'd be the last one you'd want to listen to. So
Yeah, Easy and
give me a
Chris, George, do you
break.
play
Yeah, see,
Fallout?
they watch CNN. Yeah, that's
Yeah,
big assumptions.
do you play Fallout from Bethesda? I only played the first one, and anything after that, I haven't played Fallout ever since then. Only the first one, where you eat the rad roaches and stuff like that. And yeah,
Yeah, it says Trump has always done through his social media platform and X. Yeah, no, he's got the Truth Social. He's created something totally that is fairly new, whether it's been the last year or two or however long, but mostly. George wants your Bitcoin. Yeah.
right. Yes, please give us your Bitcoin.
Yes, please.
Kda says Hooters sucks. Well, personally, I like again Winghouse better, but that's my opinion.
Yeah. Dun, 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 dun.
Oh, what's the other one? The other. See, that's okay. Again, I'm not picking on Hooters. The other one is Buffalo Wild Wings. So
Yeah, Hulk
if
Hogan and trust in nobody, right? I believe
okay,
it's like believing that's real
well,
wrestling. Same
there
thing. I
there's
trust Hulk Hogan.
there's actually a conspiracy theory right now that they're saying that
Yeah.
Hulk Hogan got ex-nayed rather than him passing away.
Social media.
Yeah. Well,
Perfect.
actually,
No, I know that it is.
it's a
That's
family
starting with
member,
Bubba the Love Sponge
but
and a bunch of DJs and his daughter calling in. That's his daughter. And it just goes from there. Hey, why not talk about Diddy and getting out and doing this concert as soon as he gets out? He's trying to get out on house arrest again. Why not?
Hector Goulet says I second K Dallas except for the buns and boobies.
Buns and boobies.
Yeah. Okay,
As they should. We agree. If they come in illegally, then yes. But here's my issue, regardless, and that'll, that I want to say on a side note. If the previous president let them in and they did their papers and they were allowed to come in,
what's that?
I have no idea. No reason for an actual call. There's no deliveries. So then I think it's wrong to put them out if they don't have any criminal background and they've applied. Wait a minute, George. If somebody came in and Biden let them in under that umbrella, or them students that came in under the visas and he went and canceled them all, not the ones protesting, he canceled a bunch of student visas. I don't think they should
Okay,
be thrown out over
I
that.
think that was kind of wrong. That again, because
But
students are students.
it doesn't matter if it's Biden
They
or
has
not.
nothing to do with
If
they
and
came
not
in
the
legally,
ones and not the ones that were protesting.
Yeah.
There's somebody out there. Can you?
Yeah.
Yeah, I see that. Can you see who that is? Okay, I see that. That's not. I'll get to that, please. That's whoever's calling is trying to get to the. But I still think they should be given the chance and not. Is that a different driver?
Yeah.
Huh, that's strange. That's 2 today. I think they should be given a chance unless they got a criminal background. But these are ones that had went on the website and signed up that came in legally. I think that's wrong. But the ones that came through the border and cut the holes in and did all of that and threw their passports away. Huh? Are you sure that's us? Right. I don't know if that's us or not.
Well, they called you.
I'm joking around. How much? I don't have. Then get the change back, or whichever. Let's see. Yeah, George already said that I was a pro while he was in there, and that's not true. That I'm going to address right now. I never said I'm a pro Trumpster. When he got attacked and his ear got nicked and all of that, never did. I made jokes about him being a felon and all of that, but I wasn't for Biden either. Never been until just all this crazy stuff. Hey, chosen one. That's my new toy.
I believe it.
That's my new salt and pepper shaker.
Yeah.
I have no idea what the heck that is. I don't know.
Oh crap.
It's hard saying. No, it said, anyways, yes, we actually do, Mr. Human Rights. Probably don't know anything about human rights, do you? The algorithm point they want, it's hard saying. Oh yeah, politics stink all the way around. Me and George, like I said, if you put all together in 5 years, we probably touched on subjects like this 12, maybe a dozen times. And I think this has got to be one of more of the other things, one of the heavier ones. But I'll let you know right now, when other channels talk, when other channels talk about stuff going on in the China Sea, and this is not one channel, this is multi-channels. When they do, it's okay. But when we do, we don't have the right. Probably more so as me as an American woman, and George is a Filipino. And so, whatever, everybody's going to have their own view.
Anyone remembers Tilted Kill? Food suck. Waitress outfits rock.
Don't remember that one. Let's see. I'm like way behind. I'm trying to go through them, and I don't see where that is. There we go.
What's that?
Let's see. Joe Smith, you guys should do a feature on. Wow. Is this Jasper himself? Joe Smith, you're a brand new person. And here, did you check that?
No. It says no. He's not.
Did you actually? When is the?
Well,
Let's see.
I don't
one
think
of the more
Jasper's active anymore.
Yeah, no, there wouldn't be a chance
He hasn't
in hell.
been active in a long time.
Why would we cover and his name wasn't
Well,
International
he said.
Jasper. It was Jasper
Well,
in
he
the
said
Philippines.
flameouts. He stopped.
Yeah, no, he quit his channel. Is what
That's
happened.
what I said. He stopped. Yeah.
But
Oh, it is
but thank you
International
for-
Jasper. Yeah. He did change it.
Yeah, it was Jasper in the Philippines because he's just typical. There's nothing going on with him, and whatever's actually going
No,
on
he has
with
nothing.
it said that he quit his channel, but that's the second time somebody in here said he
that's
quit.
what he said.
But it's still there.
Flameouts. Because he did stop.
Yeah.
Yeah, he did say flameouts. I mean, I'm just saying what you know.
Flame out as in you're just
Flame out. He stopped.
yeah.
Like, his flame went out.
Yeah, somebody else said the other day that the channel was gone all the way around, not quit. But
Well,
it
it
looks
still
like it's
is
still
there, but it's
Yeah.
empty. Yeah.
No, I wouldn't say mainstream media is dying. So yeah.
It's evolving or devolving, however you look at it. It's on YouTube now, whatever.
All right. Well, guys, I think I'm going to wrap this up. There are a ton of comments. We're never going to be able to get them. So, but yeah, there's tons of vloggers out there. We cover it when it's dealing with everyday. We just don't chase vloggers to chase vloggers just to put them out there. It's got to be several things going on with them for us to cover. And Jasper definitely wouldn't be it, even if he fell on his face flat.
Well,
right
Joe
now.
Smith says, I saw you covered Asian Adventures with Jim. Just thought it would be funny.
Well, we covered that because he did everything he shouldn't do as far as he built the home. There were reasons. We explained that. There's no reason. And I'm not going to sit through Jasper's bullshit for sure.
What?
And
There's
go
nothing
through
to
it.
sit through. There's nothing there. He quit.
Well, quitting doesn't mean that he couldn't have made a bunch of mistakes as an expat. It just, we don't cover every single person. Jasper would be the last person in the world. We're already putting too much into saying his name over and over again. So
Anyway.
I mean, did he get detained for doing something wrong? Did he build a house? If this is all about his lady chasing and giving advice on grabbing women and the criminal stuff he did back in the U.S. or all this other shit he's doing, then no. But if there's something and something and something, then you guys can send us all the full details and then we'll consider it. But I can't see doing, Mr. Casper. So, all right, guys, thank you for joining us. Let me go in there and straighten these
What the
extra
freak?
streams.
Is that real?
What? I don't have time. What? Just say it.
No, it's right there.
I can't say it.
Although, well, it's easy and Chris. I don't think they're making things up. I mean, now I have to look. Cause seriously,
I told you that. I showed you where Trump's son really put a meme on his thing. That's the one I showed you. That was real. He's talking about
That's
where
what he's talking
Trump's
about.
son really did put that out. They're doing anything to distract from the Epstein files. That's just, it doesn't matter if he's on there, his friends are on there, somebody else is on there. I all think that this federal tactics and all this is just a tactic. Smoke and mirrors, people, smoke and mirrors. And that's how we're going out today. No, we already seen that. Yeah, that was crazy too. All right, guys, until Thursday, we will talk to you later. Say bye to everybody. Thank you to the members
Bye, guys.
and Ted
Thank you
and
so much,
Sarah.
guys.
Thank you for moderating.
All right, hold on. Top fans today is Victoria's number 1. Is that Patriot for Life and then Lucca?
Yeah, Black Grandpa was in there and chosen one.
And then thank you so much, guys, for your support. Thank you. What the? That's weird.
It probably means that it's not real.
Yes.
Okay. All right. Thank you.
Thank you
and
so
we will
much,
talk
guys.
to you
Appreciate it so
later.
much. Bye.